doing this every week. Why does this happen every week? It like changes. Here we go. Now they can hear me. I'm just gonna keep it like this. Hi guys, how are you doing? Oh, I don't want you to see that far over. Bob, you can't talk tonight. Only me. Wait. All right, they can hear you now, I think. Say something.
Something.
Yeah. I know you guys were enjoying that moment of tranquility, but yeah, Bob Sour Patch Kid is in a good mood today.
Yep. So far.
Oh, until we almost got in an argument there about websites, but we contained ourselves, so we'll leave it for the show. We'll see if he gets mad later.
I might. It's always a possibility.
I honestly have not looked at Twitter in a second. My phone's over on charging, so I haven't been able to look. Do you like my Hotel Breakers shirts? I don't know if you guys can see it, but got Cedar Point in the back there. That's cool.
No, if I go to King's Dominion, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, please don't come. Because it'll ruin the weekend for everybody, I'm sure.
I'm going to go to Hershey Park. Take the disaster there. I might. I don't know.
Just blows up.
I want to ride Storm Runner.
I could just see that happening. Bob's just riding Cannon, and like behind you, like it just collapses. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like tracking behind. It's like you're still fine, and the whole train's going, but everything behind you is just blowing out. Like the track's just dissolving, and then you hit the brakes, and then the whole ride's just collapsed. And Bob's like, "Yep, all right, on to Sky Rush."
Huh. On the Storm Runner page, there's nothing that says it's not available. I wonder if that means it's open.
Pam said she'll buy
you.
Pam said she'll buy you a pickle in a pouch if you come to King's Dominion.
They don't sell them.
Oh, she didn't say she would buy them at King's Dominion.
Oh. I don't know. I don't want to go to King's Dominion. I mean, can we just like break off Twisted Timbers and I-305 and
yeah, and I was really thinking that the Panda Express thing was like a licensing thing. Like they just wanted to get rid of that name, but they have Panda Express at Cedar Point.
And they added a second one to what was it, Great America?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? Why did we get rid of ours? Why didn't we just put this grain and salt whatever thing somewhere else and appease two audiences at once? The people that like Panda Express and the people that want to eat salads for dinner. Like I love salads, but those are appetizers. That's always been. I don't know if I ever had a salad for a meal. Maybe a chicken salad. Maybe
like
a chicken
chef's
salad.
salads.
Maybe, but that's not at an amusement park especially. That's just not enough. Most people are doing a considerable amount of walking around. I don't know. You need some Panda Express. Now we're kind of screwed. If you don't want a salad, you're kind of screwed now, though. I'm pretty sure it's like all they sell at this place.
Well, like, I don't know. What am I going to eat if I go there on a Sunday?
Grain and whatever the hell it's called. Grain and Grill or whatever.
Well, maybe the first couple weeks, but like by the end of the season, it's going to be like complete crap.
Grain and Grill. I want to see what they have here. Let's see. Low carb.
I don't care what it. Macville has mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese, but I
No,
no
no, no.
longer like Macville mac and
I'm not
cheese.
talking. I'm talking just what do they have? Oh, okay. They actually do have something. They have protein, two sides. Do we have an actual menu? Well, you guys were there last weekend. Was it open? Did you guys get to see what the menu was like? Because I'm going to need information about that. All right, good, Pam. That's what I thought it was at first.
Information.
Because I saw the low carb, keto, like all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, God. Like, James last year would have loved that place. James this year, not as much. If you know, you know.
Oh my god. Dear Discord, I don't want Nitro. Dear YouTube, I don't want YouTube Premium. Can we just, for the love of God, these two especially YouTube. But like Discord's getting all serious with this Discord now, or with this Nitro stuff. They're like, oh, please, we'll give you a free month. Shut up. I don't know.
Discord is getting serious with Discord.
Yeah, they are. YouTube, every damn time you go to a YouTube site. Would you like to try YouTube Premium? No. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I hit those trees too. That's a lot of fun. I love those are good fires. But now that you guys have dipped your toe in the water a little bit, you got to get to Knoebels and do those fires.
How did King's Dominion pull off a successful opening day?
Because you weren't there. Your presence was not required. It was actually, on the contrary, it was not wanted. When they heard you weren't coming, they were like, "Great, we can have
They're like,
a good time.
Let's open everything up."
Yep, we're good. We're good."
See you later, Travis. I might have to tweet
I'll be right
to
back. I'm gonna grab my phone.
Hershey Park. If Stormrunner is running, I will be so excited.
You might need to tweet what?
Words. Huh?
You're gonna tweet what about?
I think I'm gonna tweet Hershey Park. Be like, yo, what's the Stormrunner status?
I don't think it's
They'll be
open,
like-
but I feel like we'd hear something
they'll be
about
like-
that.
Because of COVID, blah 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 blah. Like, okay.
I know. Where did the crowds go at King's Dominion? I mean, Alex was sending us photos, and it was like the entire Commonwealth was there. Did they just all go to Green and Grill or something, or what?
They all left.
Yeah, they all turned around. They walked in and were like, where's Volcano? And then they were like, nope, all right, we're going.
That's exactly what they said. You're like, yo,
Where's the Crypt and Volcano at, man? Those are my two favorite rides.
where's Safari Village?
Exactly. It's my favorite section of the park. What do you think's happening with Slime Streak? You think it's like something to do with the new rides that they're talking about that we talked about a while back?
Yeah, that's my guess.
That is. All right. I don't understand why they'd need to, unless something's going over top of it.
Did you? I guess you didn't read my comment on Reddit.
No, I didn't. I just saw the tweet on Twitter. I didn't even go on
I
Reddit.
said I speculated that it's due to the new rides. They either need it out of the way to get the new rides in, or they need to
It's possible.
reprofile it to go around the new ride.
It's possible. It's fun. We just rode this like 3 weeks ago. It's like the
Um,
top's just gone
I
of the hill
I
now.
hope I hope it's running by the time we go there. Like
That's a good
I'm
point.
like so excited to take. LJ will love that one. Piper, I love. I mean, it's a really fun ride.
Yeah, I thought it was a good little ride for sure. I really enjoyed it. My time on that. All right, guys. Oh, I didn't even see that. You thought of a weekly poll. You shock me, Bob. You shock me from time to time.
I like. You even said you're like even before we went live, you were like, "Oh, we need the weekly poll." I said, "No, we don't," and you apparently ignored me.
Maybe I thought you were being facetious, because you say that a lot. Screw the weekly poll. That thing sucks. I hate it. We don't need it.
I do.
So maybe I just
I do.
was completely zoning you out. I'm like, yeah, all right. Uh huh.
I mean, that's highly probable.
It's most likely what happened now that I think about it.
All right. You think Audacity's gonna cooperate? Is it gonna pick up the right microphone?
I don't know. We need an over and under on this too. I think it might not. For I think, but you're gonna have to change it probably, or it's gonna be too loud, or you're gonna have to be like, I gotta change my volume.
Ugh!
I-305 always has a station wait until Haunt. And Haunted, it gets crowded because the entire park's just jam packed.
Well, I-305 just moves like it moves people like crazy.
It
And
does.
why does Audacity always insist on picking up the wrong microphone?
I could say the same thing for OBS when we start these live streams.
But worse yet, like I don't understand why I can't. And why are people texting me?
Dominator actually has a higher capacity per hour.
What?
I'm looking at the capacity of the King's Dominion coasters, and Dominator has a higher capacity per hour. It's because it's a
Yeah,
B&M, but
Dominator
yeah.
just in front of the park and like it's not hidden.
I don't disagree. I think the placement of I-305 is the downfall of it, to be honest. That's
The
part.
water park's in the way.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're standing in Canny Apple Grove, you never see the ride throughout the entire time you're walking around the park.
No, it's 300 feet tall and you can't see it.
I know it's pretty great. I mean that's the thing about like every other Giga Coaster, you pretty much can. Leviathan is at the front of the park. Millennium Force you can see from the like anywhere because there's no obstacles to get to like obstruct the view. Um, it's only I-305. I don't know why they built it in the
Yeah.
back of the very park in like the worst area, but they just decided to.
I mean, I'm sure that's just where it made the most sense.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm sure.
you
I
can't
mean,
just like
I know.
let's just build this coaster anywhere random. Like, that doesn't work that way.
Really?
But they should have done more
I
with
thought
the
it was just Planet
path.
Coaster. You just plop it anywhere you want. No, I
I
know,
mean,
but I
that's what
mean,
Hershey Park
if they
does.
literally thought, "Oh, great, let's just put this," I feel like there's better places, or the worst decision had to be made. They could have been like, "This is just isn't going to work at this park," because it's just a terrible location for it. It's really bad. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
commitment. Like if we're at another ride at the park, it's a commitment to be all right. We're going to I-305. We got to walk all the way over there. We got to stay over there for a little bit. It's just like yeah, it's just I don't know.
I don't understand why.
You think Intimidator intimidates Pam?
All right, I'm about to do something with my settings. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Mike, you're a freak.
Wait, what? Why does it? I don't. I don't understand Discord on.
On.
I don't know if it's on Linux necessarily, or if it's ALSA or Pulse or what. But I can select everything. Like if I go into Discord settings, I can select everything except for ALSA, which is the mixer that I use in Linux.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I go over to Audacity, everything that's in Discord is there except for my Razer.
Hmm. Interesting.
And I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Wait, is this no USB audio? Hold on, I need to figure out which audio device this is. Let's USB. Wait a minute. What? Well, I guess let's see what USB audio device hardware address 20 is. I doubt that's what I need, but let's see. Testing, and it doesn't hear anything from whatever that is. All right. My audio is going to get really weird. I'm going to change. I want to try changing the audio that Discord's using to my webcam.
Are you staying at Breakers Express? Or are you staying at like Castaway Bay or what, Cam? I know now it's your webcam, and we get that everyone can hear the noise that I always hear.
Sorry. Hold on, it's only momentarily.
It's unacceptable.
I want to see if Discord's not using that, if Audacity will pick it up.
Pam, what's wrong with free spins? You don't like free spins all of a sudden? I guess you didn't ride Joker with us. I know, Pam. I know. I can mute him real quick. Bob, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, because they said it's really noisy. I'm muting you on the. Actually, I can still hear you. Now they can. All right. I'll turn it back on.
Pam, you're what? Like, you don't have to ride it if it's there. All right, I'm gonna have to exit Discord.
All right. So long.
I'll be back in a second.
So it's gonna be two of me again. Yeah. Let's go. What's up? Free spins are great, and you guys just can't handle them. Can't handle greatness. Double the trouble, Pam. Oop, I hear something in Discord. I don't know if that's...
All right, can you hear me?
I hear you. I don't see you, though.
Hold on, working on it.
I just see me still. It's two of me still. Ah, boo. Now it's Bob.
All right. Well, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Give me 3 steps.
So,
Give
like,
me
as
three
long as I
steps.
open Audacity first, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like, I'm gonna actually, well, I don't understand. I just don't understand it.
And maybe you never will.
I probably won't.
That's okay. Some things are better left not
I
understood.
wonder if Discord doesn't actually use. Well, see, now that's the thing I don't understand is like now if I go into settings, Discord settings still say it's using Razer, but
Wow.
so is Audacity.
Did you know it's only 7 states now that still require masks? That's kind of crazy. Very interesting how that just snap of the fingers. Like, it's just crazy to me how that happened.
Oh, Discord doesn't support ALSA.
Oh,
Why?
those bastards.
Oh, it only uses Pulse Audio. So Discord's using Pulse and Audacity's using ALSA.
Oh. That makes sense.
Sure, I'm sure you understand.
I understand
Actually, you might.
completely.
It's not that.
I wasn't being I mean, the oh was a little bit sarcastic, but I understand what you're talking about.
But it's weird because that means that Discord is actually talking to my Razer directly, which means that like in that situation, I wouldn't even think Audacity would be able to access my mic.
I don't know. But is everything working well?
I don't know. I think so.
That's all that
I'm
matters.
working
I
on
really
volume stuff.
don't got time for the technicalities of everything right now.
Check, 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 check.
I love how our
Seems like it's
chat
picking up.
like at first is like
I know.
bang, 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 and then just dies.
They need me to start talking about air conditioners or something.
Oh god.
I mean, we had some discussions then.
Yeah. We sure did.
All right, so you're making me angry, James. That's not.
As you know, Mike, I was just talking to my
No.
friend Alex about it, who's going to be there with us. I think you might have met Alex at King's Dominion last
exciting.
weekend. But yeah, we were talking about that today.
It's hardcore exciting.
I'm really excited to share the results of the poll this week. They're fun.
I love.
Yeah.
All right, I just have to say one more technical thing. Discord doesn't support ALSA for audio,
Uh-huh.
but all the Discord notifications route through ALSA, like the noises it makes. Like, weird. You know what Discord says?
What?
We'll give you ALSA if you subscribe to Nitro.
I knew it would be something around Nitro. Boo.
Why aren't you going to Hollywood Nights?
I know you're going on all these trips. The most important one you're missing out on. And don't say it has anything to do with school. Because you know I'm in school. And it's the end of school. Like it's the end. It's like the last week or two of school. Yeah, come on, Cam. You suck.
Oh. I need to do one thing real quick, and then we'll get started. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm starting to think 12 is not far-fetched. Again. Come on, Cam. One of the most important, crucial events of your life, and you're missing out on it. Oh. Hey, well, Alex is going by himself, so he is older than you, but still. Could have gone with Pam. Pam's going. Pam, this is your fault. You didn't offer to take Cam with you. That is facts right there, Mike. That is complete and total facts. Did any of you guys watch the Lakers-Warriors game last night? I know Pam probably did. I know she's a big NBA basketball fan.
Get a superstar. That is what you are.
Yeah, this is all Pam's fault.
What? What's her
We've
fault?
established, Bob, while you were gone, that it's Pam's fault that Cam's not going to Hollywood Nights.
Probably.
Yeah, Braun got lucky. And what can anyone explain to me what that pass and play was by Golden State though? I mean, yeah, they had 2 seconds left, but that was one of the worst drawn up plays I've ever seen. I mean, Curry came up and there were like 3 guys on him. I just don't get that play. I'm so tired of Braun getting lucky like that. I mean, they were losing the entire game to an injured Warriors team. And the Warriors just blew it at the end there. I mean, the last 2 quarters were terrible. Oh, man. But the Celtics won, so I'm hype about that.
What the? Is this really an emoticon?
What?
That is what I think it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, Pam's given us that one multiple times on this live stream.
I never realized that it was. I always thought it was like the, like. I'm really shocked.
Bazemore can't pass, but it was also, I mean, it was just a bad play. Also, like, the whole reason they kept... I gotta look at the numbers, but there's no... I guarantee you that the Warriors had 3 or 4 times the
In
turnovers
just over a
as the
year and
Lakers.
3 months, Fantasy Island has gone from closed to
the heck?
potentially reopening its water park.
That's my audio.
Don't be saying that like my stuff's broke.
I thought you were playing a video, because sometimes you do that.
Huh? I'm not playing a video.
A video started playing on my end, and I thought it was you playing a video for us or something. See, everyone tells me that, yeah, it's Basketball Talk Podcast, Pam. Everyone keeps emphasizing that Draymond Green is one of the greatest defenders of all time. And last night, I mean, he could not get a rebound. He probably had a significant amount of rebounds, but he also missed quite a few. So I don't think he's one of the greatest. Let's see how much he got last night. Oh. He had 9 rebounds, but I guarantee you there was like 40 that he could have gotten. He only had 2 points. He sucks. Draymond Green is one of the most overrated basketball players, I think, of all time.
You're one of the most overrated podcast hosts of all time.
I appreciate it, Bob. I really appreciate it.
It just sounded
remember
like
that-
something to say.
I'll remember next week,
It's testing.
and I'll let you do the entire. Rundown.
It's on the lift right now.
Why is it
Devil is
annotated?
on
I
the
hate
lift.
that.
Oh my god.
I agree.
There's RMC members here apparently. Dude, I'm so nervously excited right now. Here they go.
This is when you talk to a girl
my
for the
God.
first time and you make a move on her right here.
Here goes. Oh! Yo!
Oh, the voice crack.
Oh my god!
It's so
Here
high.
it comes! Through the stall! Here it comes through the Rose Bowl! Holy crap! Oh my god! There goes to the 0G roll! Here goes the mid-course. They're gonna stop? Going right through! Right through!
Right through there, baby. Right through there.
Shit!
Keep going. Shit.
Here it comes!
It's coming. Oh, God. Pam got
There
off.
it is! Wow. Yeah! Holy crap! You guys just witnessed the first Jersey Devil test run ever recorded.
Oh my god. I downloaded that and saved it for all posterity, just in case anybody.
My Katie's having staffing issues as well, but yeah. I don't. They seem to have had a good weekend last weekend, so that's good to hear.
That's because people don't want to go to King's Dominion. There's no rides left.
Yeah. I'm telling you, those guys. That's where they all went. They just got in. We're like, all right.
They're like, what is there to do? They rode I-305. They rode Twisted Timbers, and they're
they
like,
went to Grin
"Yep,
and Grill, and
that's
they
it.
were like, all right, we're good.
That's what we came here for. That's King's Dominion.
I bet you there's a few people that walked in there and was like, hey, where's Panda Express at?
Oh yeah. Where's Panda Express? Where's Volcano? Where's Avalanche? Where's the Crypt?
Where's King's
Where's
Dominion?
Shockwave?
This isn't
Where's
King's Dominion.
Hurler?
This isn't even King's Dominion. I mean, imagine you could have gone to the park like 5 years ago, and you walk in now and you find a completely different park.
No, it's not a completely different park. It's just parts are gone.
But people would.
I mean,
it would pretty much
what?
therefore be a completely different experience, making it some.
Well, yeah, different experience, but like everything
So
that you
in
walk by is basically there. There's just pieces that are gone. They just disappeared.
all right, but in a more figurative manner.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Like,
it's
yeah,
another park.
I know what you're saying. All right.
I know Bob's one of them.
What?
She said there's still people that ask her about Big Bad Wolf.
I don't do that anymore. I did do it.
Well, yeah, you were one of them. Nope. Every time Bob goes, he still asks for Big Bad Wolf.
I rode for Bolton while I was still looking for Big Bad Wolf.
Every time you go, you're just like, "Where's Big Bad Wolf again? I still haven't gotten on that one."
Oh no. Still can't find it. It also took me, the first time I went to King's Dominion, I think it took me like 2 hours to find Grizzly. I saw it. I saw a Grizzly. I saw it through the woods. I knew there had to be a way to get to it. Couldn't find it.
That's awesome.
I'm not kidding. 2 hours. Like,
I could see you be
I
like,
walked
"What the
back and
hell,
forth
man?
and-
Where is this ride at?"
like,
And you're
dude, seriously, like, how the hell do I
you'd be saying
do
that. You'd
thing?
be
Like,
saying that,
seriously.
dude. Seriously, where the hell is this ride at? I could just see it. I would, I would pay to see that. Oh man.
Oh, no. You gotta go to the the entrance for the dinosaurs. That's how you get to Grizzly. That makes sense.
Yeah, through that shop. That shop, they've done a good job. Well, you haven't been yet, but they've rethemed that shop. It's a Grizzly shop now, and they built like more signage that shows like Grizzly this way and stuff. So
Wow, that's good.
yeah. So it prevents that issue from arising in the future.
Did you actually like Dragonfire?
I think he did, yeah. I think he was a fan of it.
I hear so many mixed stories about that.
I know, same. I'm sure you would have loved it, though. I just had a feeling that would be a ride you like.
Me?
Yes.
Well, at the time, yes. Now I probably wouldn't be able to.
Nah, I think it'd be like your Vortex.
I don't know. There's no way of knowing for sure. I still love Son of Beast despite what people say. People are too critical of that.
I don't know, Bob. You're like the only person I've known to ever like
The
that
problem
attraction.
is everybody remembers its like later years, and I never rode it when it got older.
I know, but it was like it was like 3 years older. That's not a good lifespan of a roller coaster. If that quickly, it's
No, I
shit.
never claimed that. But there's people that are like, oh, from the day it opened, it was horrible. It was not. It was not horrible from the day it opened. People just retroactively remember it like from their last experience. They're like, oh, there's no like. I mean, we're hardwired. Our brains are hardwired to like
Well,
remember.
Bob hasn't
negative
ridden
stuff more
Kumba.
than positive. No, I haven't.
I rode Kumba. I liked Kumba a lot. It's not.
Anymore, I don't know whether I'd rather ride an Aero Looper or a B&M Looper.
Oh God, please let's not talk about this. Let's move on.
I really.
There. Ugh, disgust me.
The biggest problem with both of them is the over-the-shoulder restraints. The horse collars.
All right, let's start the show.
That's how I get James to start the show. I
What
say
the
something
hell? I've
he
been ready. You were the
seriously
one that like
disagrees
left
with.
for 10 minutes and then came back. And
And then I came back and you were talking about basketball.
what do you want me to? You just want me not to talk to anybody while you're gone? I just have to sit here in solitude and silence.
No, I'm just saying that's what we've been waiting on is the basketball talk.
We haven't been talking about basketball for like 20 minutes now.
20 minutes.
Yeah, let's see the timestamp for the last basketball comment made. The Bazemar.
You can't go by the timestamp on text. You were talking about it long after.
No, I was not. When Pam said basketball talk podcast, I think we stopped talking about it. Or when
No,
Yeah.
no, you didn't. You absolutely did not.
yes,
Absolutely did not.
Bob, I haven't even really talked about it that much. I literally said like 3 comments about it. I said that did anyone watch the game? And then I said, what was that last play? And then I said Andre Green, Draymond Green sucks. That's all I've said.
Dude, you were even looking up stats.
I did look up a stat, and I said he sucks and he's overrated, and that's it. That was the part of that comment. No more than 5 minutes did I talk about basketball, and that was from when you left to when you got back.
You talked about it for at least 5 minutes after I was back.
How do
Now we're going to argue about this for 5 to 10 minutes.
Can somebody please? Maybe 10 minutes at the very most I talked about it. I don't think it was that. I think it was more like 5. But somebody cross-reference this and let me know.
We need a producer that can go back. Like,
Someone just needs to record us.
It
So
just,
we can go
like-
back.
well, I mean, YouTube's doing that now, but we need somebody that like has the time to actually like go back and like look.
Yeah, but we can't really. I guess I could go back. Thank you.
You're going to, aren't you?
No. Every time Mike just said this is funny because the argument
know.
is longer than how long James actually talked about it.
That's what I just said. We're going to argue about this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I talked about it for less than 10 minutes, therefore proving my point, which is that I talked about it for about 5 to 10, maybe 10 at the most. So, all right. Good night. Let's go. Ah, you're killing me.
I'm killing you.
Yeah. Well, I guess you've already killed me, but
What just popped up? Why is something
you're
yelling
bringing
at
me
me?
back to life, and then you're going to kill me again.
All right. I think I'm good.
Guys, our chat rate's gone way down. I don't know if that means anything to you, but YouTube just told me that.
YouTube told you that?
Yeah. It's like this chat sucks. It started off so good.
YouTube's telling us we suck now. That's awesome. It's great.
All right. We got 2 hours before 12. Let's do this.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaster Talk Podcast. I am your host, James Barber,
And I'm Bob Mertz.
and it's episode number 121, May 3rd. Let's just do that. I don't like that. It was all right, but I just didn't like it. Let's do it
Because you
again.
said May 3rd.
I did say 3rd as well, but I also didn't like where I was going with it, so I kind of messed that up at the end anyway.
3, 2.
Why'd you pause so long?
What?
I was like, I'm James Barber, and you're like, and I'm Bob Mertz.
I don't know.
I was like,
I don't know.
all right. That kind of threw me off. All right, here we
3,
go.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaster Talk Podcast. This is episode number 121 of the show. It's May 23rd, 2021. I'm your host, James Barber,
And I'm Bob Mertz.
and you're listening to your source for everything roller coasters. Welcome back, everyone, for another week of theme park industry discussion. Bob, I don't know if we ever brought this back up, but I kind of wanted to bring it back up on air, just in case we hadn't. It's very possible that we did, and I just completely am forgetting about it. But did we ever revisit the topic of if you're the oldest host or not on the show? I don't think we did on Twitter. We talked about it quite a bit with a lot of different people, but I don't know if we actually brought it back up on the
I don't
show.
think that was just last week, wasn't it?
That was
I
2
don't
weeks, 2 or 3
remember.
weeks ago, I think.
See, I'm see now. I can't remember this stuff. Costa
stages
Radio
of
actually
Alzheimer.
talked about it in Costa Radio actually talked about it on their last episode.
They did, yeah, they did.
And yeah, they so I did get a response to the Twitter from Disney Dish. Is that what that podcast was?
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
One of the hosts was 50-some years old. The
But
thread
I
was
will say,
awesome.
Mike and EB talked about when they talked about it on their show, said that Disney doesn't count. Disney.
That's where I
podcasts
was
don't
going.
count.
If you let me finish, that's where I was going there.
Okay.
James, so what they said is he didn't count because Disney stuff doesn't count with coaster stuff.
I didn't know if you
this is-
listened to the show or not.
I did.
I was the one
I
that
did.
told you that
I did.
Coaster Radio at first was talking about you.
Yeah, because you were listening to Live Look.
Yeah, I
ain't
didn't know
got
if you
time
actually
for
ended up
live
tuning in or
stuff.
not. If you're just like, okay, cool.
No, I managed to listen to it.
You said you're senile. I didn't know if you remembered it even. if you were-
Yeah, I am. I am. I can't remember anything.
I didn't even know if you
anymore.
remembered last week's show of Coaster Radio, so I wanted to make sure.
Did we do a show last week? There are times where I'm like, what did we talk about last week? I don't
Do we even?
remember.
Is this the first episode of Coaster Talk ever? It very well might be.
So anyway, it seems like Mike and EB are the oldest,
Yeah.
and I think I'm behind them.
Mhm.
That's what if you exclude the Disney stuff.
As I predicted, yeah. I always remember that they were about 45-ish or somewhere around there, and that's what Mike, I believe, confirmed last week. So, yep, you're close, but you're not
I'm close.
the top of the list. Mike and EB got you.
I wonder if I'm the oldest to ever join a podcast.
we're making up records like Cedar Point here.
Or-
The oldest excluding these podcasts, and if we account for this and that, then I'm the oldest.
the oldest podcast host that started after 20.
The oldest podcast host named Bob K. Mertz.
2015.
I did find out
With,
that I think I am the youngest podcast host, though, because the Twisted Travelers guys are the only other teenagers that I know of that do a coaster podcast, and they said that they're both turning 18 this pretty soon, and I'm a little bit ways off. I'm about 5-6 months off, so I might be the youngest. So we might have one record for Rio. I might be the youngest podcast host. I know there was some others, but they stopped. So we're the
See, this is the thing. I think you're the youngest, depending on the week.
exactly. Because you'll have some
Because-
14 and 15-year-olds spark up a show here
Right.
and there.
they're like, this is a great idea. I'm going to start a podcast, and they do an episode, maybe 2, and then
Maybe.
that's it. You don't generally have 40-year-olds that do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have me I'm just such a mature and responsible young man.
I mean, oh, look, did I laugh out loud? Sorry.
Yeah. I say as we start the show an hour and a half late. I'm just really responsible.
Wait, if that's the defining factor, then I am clearly not responsible either.
Well, yeah, that was obviously you're not responsible. Oh.
I try not to be. Sometimes I have to be.
Sometimes you gotta adult, but yeah, when you
Adulting
when you
sucks.
can help it, you try
You'll find
not
out,
to.
man.
Oh, I'm
You'll
starting to
find out,
figure it out.
man.
I'm starting to. I'm
It's
already starting. I'm having
Oh no, you just wait, man.
just wait.
There's a lot
just
more
wait
coming.
until I'm 41.
Yep, exactly. Wait till you're 41. You're like, man, Bob was right.
And then Bob will say, "Wait until you're 80 or whatever, however old it'll be then."
I'll be like, James, can you go get my walker for me?
Can you please? You get my
You'll be
my
pushing.
meds.
You'll be the one. You'll be pushing me onto the elevators going up to the
To the ri-
station.
to the ride platforms,
Station
yeah.
lifts. Yeah,
I'll
the
have
ride
to be like, I'll have to
platform.
carry you on. I'll putting you on the rides. And
God knows what's gonna happen to my body.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, that's like the whole
I can just imagine you all
just-
droopy and like I'm just carrying you. I can just imagine. Like, James, please just put me on the ride. Stop being a
Just go
moron.
bury me with Volcano, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll do like a funeral for you, like we did for Volcano. We'll have
You
like a
know-
card out front. That'll be it.
You know what happened? This is sad, and like I wish Gene Staples would have kicked in like a couple years sooner. Maybe he would have bought Volcano.
Yeah, maybe would have bought Volcano like he bought Fantasy Island. It seems.
Yep.
Yeah, Fantasy Island. That was a nice transition there. Transition right into it. Fantasy Island has now pretty much sealed the deal. The previous owners of Fantasy Island pretty much sealed the deal that Gene Staples will be the new owner and operator of the park. Well, they're going to be leasing it to him, so he's not the official owner, but he's investing in the property. Staples said that this is pretty much in the process of happening right now. It's pretty much a done deal. They've discussed it pretty extensively, and they anticipate that they are going to be opening up the water park most likely by July 4th, which is exciting because I mean that's a really crazy turn of events. Fantasy Island closed for a couple of years and then bam, just like that, reopened for summer 2021 season. That's pretty great. They will be looking to open the amusement park section next year if everything goes well with the reopening this year.
So with all of this comes a new chain called IB Parks and Entertainment.
And we briefly talked about that last week with the
Yeah,
little website
the-
pop up.
and the website is live now.
Yeah,
it's actually live.
It's not the. I don't know if they're final.
It doesn't really work.
I don't know if it's
but
finalized. Yeah, it's not the greatest
live.
website. Not like I'd say like half of the functionalities of the site do not function.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't. You know what's interesting? I typed in IB Parks and Entertainment, and DuckDuckGo gave me an ad for King's Dominion.
Uh-oh. Or maybe, yay. Maybe Gene is buying King's Dominion.
It makes me wonder, like, what did... Okay, so obviously King's Dominion bought an ad on DuckDuckGo, but what did they buy? Like, what keywords? Like,
Entertainment, maybe?
parks? Or, yeah, entertainment? That's interesting. Now, like, that's a whole rabbit trail we could get down, but let's not.
That's a whole new story. But yeah, this is really awesome. I was just at Fantasy Island this past or two summers ago actually, right after they closed, and
I was just there last millennium.
that's
Century.
Century.
Wait, I guess it would be. I guess.
When did
both,
you visit?
right?
Was it the 90s or the 2000s?
Yeah, like 98, 99, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just there the past summer or 2 summers ago. Now I can't even remember I think it might have been actually last summer. And it was completely deserted and abandoned looking, and it just terrible to look at. And it's great to hear that this is going to be back in shape. I mean, I know that they did. I watched a video from this news site. I don't know if you did, but I mean, people are vandalizing the property. Some of the windows of the ticket booths are smashed in. It's in rough shape. So it's great to hear that he's going to come in and help fix it up again and have it how it should be in a good place. Because this is in a pretty nice area for tourism. You got Buffalo, Niagara Falls. I mean, this could be a really great resort if handled properly. And I think Gene has the right idea. I know one of his quotes from the article I distinctly remember was, "I'm trying to preserve this piece of Americana." So I really hope he stays true to that and it works out well.
So this is new on the IB Parks and Entertainment website.
Bob's like on a completely different.
I'm sorry.
Completely different.
I was just trying to see
page
if the
than I am.
functionality improved.
Yeah, I got you.
It didn't. But if you highlight over New York, it now actually says Fantasy Island, Grand
Yep.
Island, New
Yeah.
York.
It always
It,
said that when I was on there. I don't know if that's how new.
No,
it is.
it said coming soon.
The past like week that I was on the website, it said within the last week it said that. But yeah, that's interesting. I thought that
wait.
was interesting as well.
Oh wait, sorry. Maybe there's another part that still says coming soon. They need a webmaster.
Yeah, it's in rough shape, to say the least.
Yeah, so if you click on New York, then it comes and says coming soon. So yeah, all right. That was a non-story. Ignore me. If you click about us, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's like nothing
Click
on
contact
this.
us.
This
there's
site
nothing.
basically just tells us that there is a company now called Indiana Beach Resort, or what is it called again? Is that Indiana Beach
IB Parks and Entertainment.
Indiana Beach Parks and Entertainment?
Well, but no, it's not India. It's IB Parks.
I know it's
and
IB,
Entertainment.
but obviously that's what it stands for. So
Well, but I'm sure they shortened it to like BIB just because. I mean, yeah, that's what it's in homage to. But I mean, Fantasy Island isn't Indiana Beach, so
no, but in the same way
Which-
that it's Cedar Fair Parks and Entertainment, and it's not just Cedar Point and Valley Fair. It doesn't matter. I was just saying Indiana Beach Parks and Entertainment because the actual logo for the firm or company is the crow too. So I don't know. That's just what I was
Yes.
referring it to. Yes, but yeah, they got Fantasy Island, they got Clementon, and they got Indiana Beach, and maybe they're picking up King's Dominion.
oh God.
I mean,
no, I can't see that happening.
would that be bad? I don't know. I don't know how
I
that would
don't
be.
think that would even be. I mean, there's. Well, I'm sure in the next few months we're going to see all kinds of speculation on like, well, where's IB Parks going next? What are they going to do next? And it's going to be like nothing. They're like the only thing I could see happening in the next 5 years is like if another park goes defunct, they might buy it.
Yeah.
Like that's really the only thing I could see them doing. I mean, I would if I had my way, I'd say like please go in and buy Kennywood like pronto. But I mean that's not realistic.
Well, I'm gonna have my bit of diverted. You kind of made a diverted statement earlier when you started talking about IB Parks, but now I'm on the website and the map moves. Did you know that from left to right? That's kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah, it does, yeah. But here's the fun thing: if you click,
Oh, you zoom in too. Whoa! I didn't know any of this. Okay, Wow. All right. Sorry.
wait, can we?
It doesn't
No,
really zoom
there's
into
not.
anything, but it zooms in.
I like how the whole United States is there too, including Alaska and Hawaii.
Like they're gonna buy something out there, yeah. And what sucks about this is that it like when you're zooming out with the mouse, it like I don't know. Yeah, they definitely need a webmaster because this is not. Oh, this sucks.
I'm sure this is just a placeholder. I
I'm
mean,
sure. Yeah, that's definitely what this is.
But the funniest thing about all this
But
is
if you look at the
click
actual Indiana
on
Beach
the-
website, actually, it's not that good. So I don't know, actually.
If you click the IB Parks and Entertainment logo, that's where it goes to coming soon, like as if the website's not even there. But
Yeah.
if you go, wait, how? So how did? Wait, this is such a disaster. It's like a train wreck.
It's fun. This is an experience in its own. I don't
So
even need to
how
go to
did-
the parks.
wait, how
You can
did
stay
I
on the
end
website.
up?
Don't you just love how
How
this industry news to just messing around on their website?
Well, I don't understand. Like, oh, it's slash home. How did? That's so weird.
This is a weird.
Oh, they linked
site.
to just okay. I don't. Yeah. Whatever. There, you can have hours of enjoyment of finding all the bugs on this website.
Yeah, you can.
But we don't
See-
really care about the website. We care about him saving parks, which he seems to be doing a good job
So
at.
Clementon has a functional website. It's really bad too, but they have one. And
How do I? I can't get there from here.
you got to
I
go to
guess I have
the
to type
the
it in.
pick a park. Go to the pick a park.
Oh wait, you can actually.
Yeah, you can click on it, and then they don't have.
Oh,
I
look
guess
at
they don't have the
that.
Fantasy Island map up. They don't have the Fantasy Island link up yet.
Oh my god, this reminds me of the old Lakemont Park website.
It's
back when it was like.
it definitely it's like a throwback. It's a retro site. It brings back some memories for me too, from some older sites I've been on.
Wait, so is this background Clementon Park?
Bob, I haven't been there, so I can't tell you. I would
I
assume.
haven't either, but it's also the background for
Is it for the
the
home
pick a
page?
park, or yeah, when you go home, if you look behind the map,
I would assume it is. Then they probably just use the same image.
I mean,
Is it? What if it's Indiana Beaches as well? That'd be awesome.
that's actually what I'm.
Nah, it's not. It's not Indiana Beaches,
It's
sadly.
not.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Like you said, we're not
Hours,
necessarily
hours of enjoyment. there.
thrilled about the websites, but we are thrilled about the fact that Gene is saving some good parks.
Yes.
In recent news, I'm sure everyone knows about the CDC coming out and talking about no more mask requirements for um, vaccinated folks. And now,
Just a heads up, everybody. This story is why we can't have nice things.
yeah.
This
So
right here is why we can't have nice things.
So, Enchanted Forest, the amusement park in, I believe it's in Oregon, came out and said that despite recent CDC guidelines, they are still following their state guidelines, which still say that masks need to be worn. And basically, their entire audience, it seems like on social media, just went at them and was inappropriate and vulgar and just threatening to the park.
Yeah, they said there were actually threats made against the park because they were going to require masks.
Yeah.
So guess what? They were slated to open May 22nd, and Enchanted Forest said they don't feel comfortable doing it now, so nobody gets to go.
Yeah. You ruined it for the people that did. And to be honest, I mean, the people that making these claims, everyone sees what's going on right now. The masks mandates are slowly deteriorating. It's just a matter of time. I mean, just go for
Yeah,
a weekend.
just, like either don't go or just put the mask on. It's not that big of a deal.
It'll literally be. It's very well that the next week could, I mean, change the policy for masks at this park. You don't know, so yeah, I think that's way overboard. Like Bob said, you go and you put up with it, and it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, this isn't even a large scale park. This isn't a park you got to go to for an entire day. Go for a couple hours, enjoy yourself, wear a mask, and then in the next couple weeks, when they are okayed to not have to have that policy in place, they'll do so, and you can go without it. It's not a big deal. I
I
don't
think
get
the thing that
the-
bugs me the most.
I don't get this
And
kind
this
of
is not-
response.
Yeah, but like I don't care whatever side you're on, whatever. I'm not going to argue that point, which side, whatever, how you feel about masks, whatever. The whole argument for the people that did not want to wear masks was that I have a right not to wear a mask. That's my right. You're violating my right by saying that I have to wear a mask. Well, now all of a sudden, why does the park not have a right to say they want to require masks?
Yeah, I agree.
It's
a private
if you're going to
business.
defend rights, you can't just pick and choose what's good for you and bad. Like, if that's going to be your stance, like, oh, this is my right. Well, guess what? This is also the park's right to require this. They're
Yeah,
a private business.
It's a business's right to.
You have no argument.
It's the same thing with. I mean, if you're going to argue that, then I guess you don't have to. I mean, when restaurants specifically state shoes and shirt required, it's the same. It's the same concept.
And that's where this all goes down to. I mean, for me
Nobody argues
personally,
about that.
I'm vaccinated. I don't need a mask, but I'm going to wear a mask in most scenarios because I feel like it's a respect thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's just kind of
If-
where
if,
I'm
if
at.
an
And-
establishment requires me to wear a mask, I will still be wearing a mask for sure.
right. And yeah, I'm definitely there. But even in places that, well, I mean, sometimes it's just, I'm so used to the mask, it doesn't even bother me. So I'm just like, I don't know, whatever. But the thing is like, why? I've actually read articles where there's actually people that are like attacking people for wearing a mask. Like, I I have a right to wear a mask if I want to wear a mask. Like, if you I
I
just
mean,
don't
it's normalized
understand
in
the
like
logic.
in a lot of Asian countries to just wear masks around. So yeah, if you want to wear one, that's fine. If it's not if that's not required, I won't be wearing one. But I mean, yeah, if the business, if the area I'm in, wherever, if it's a state mandate still, I know there's still a few states that still have the mandate, whatever. I'll happily wear one if it is required and if it's asked of me. I don't see the need to not. But I mean, obviously, I probably won't do it if it's not, but that's just my take on it. But yeah, this kind of reaction, this kind of behavior is unacceptable, and it's exactly to your point. It's why we can't have nice things like this. I mean, I just can't comprehend why that would generate that kind of reaction. It's not even like masks. Masks have been a part of our lives for about a year and a half now. Why is it this is the
Right.
kind of reaction? Like, sure, maybe like like if this is like the first time we'd ever heard of masks before, and they're like, you need to wear masks, and they were like upset. I still don't think it's okay to just start threatening the park, but I could understand a reaction of what? Come on, what is this? But this has been something. No, this is something that's been going on for
Right. Like, this is
a
not
year and a
new.
half.
Like, come on, people. How
Yeah.
are you not used to this stuff by now? Like, why are I
I don't get it. And again, it's something that literally within a week could be, with a snap of a finger, gone. So why is this type of reaction necessary from some people? I don't know.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not. That's the bottom line. Like, it's just not. Like, this is just I'm sorry, but you're being a child if you're complaining like this. Like, just don't go. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to complain, complain to people around you or whatever, but when you
don't
start
threaten.
don't
Don't be
threaten,
rude. Don't be vulgar. I mean,
yeah, don't
just
be
come on.
excessive. It's just, yeah. All right. I think we got that. I think we got that down. Just, yeah. Come on, guys, be better. Hopefully none
Yes.
of the listeners were a part of that. I don't think they were, but I love you guys. You guys wouldn't act like that. You're better than that. Moving on to a ride that we just recently rode, Bob. Slime
Yeah.
Streak at Nickelodeon Universe is
And-
gone. No, it's not gone.
Not totally.
No, it's just the top of the first, or actually the second, well, the first airtime hill, but the second hill in the entire ride is missing. We kind of theorized
Somebody said it
beforehand
got
about
repossessed. No,
Some people I saw people on social media even talking about like, oh, it's getting removed because there's issues with it. I'm like, what? This thing just got built. What are you talking about?
yeah, I don't think. No.
No, I think we both agree with this ride. What's going on?
Yeah.
It has to do with these new rides that they're talking about. I don't know. We talked
Yeah.
about this. I think it was after, or no, I think it was before we went to Nickelodeon Universe. But on the website, in like a really weird place, you have to click on like park news or something like that, or park information. I
It's
think.
actually in the if you go to like the section that says the rides that are currently down. It lists
Yeah,
any
okay.
rides that are down, and then it says coming soon for new rides.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is my speculation is that this is either this track is they need to remove this track in order to install one or more of the new rides, or like get machinery in to do that or something to that effect, or
Mhm. I agree.
it actually has to be rerouted to go around the clearance envelope of a new ride. I'm thinking it's more of just they had to remove it so that they could get cranes or whatever in
Whatever it
to
is
actually
into that
install a new ride.
Area. Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose it also is possible. Maybe it's a taller ride, and it just kind of like the track has to be rerouted a little bit, so they're going to fabricate a new track. I don't see that. I mean, the only thing I could really hope for this ride is that they get a second train.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
I think that's a definite thing that I think that ride needs. But it's such a good ride. I mean, you don't think it's going to be, but it's actually a lot of fun.
It is a fun little family coaster for sure, and it has some pretty wild elements. It's under the park alerts section if anyone's curious about seeing it. It's not really that fantastic. It's literally just some uppercase letters that really boldly state "coming soon," and then it says 4 new attractions. And if you go to AmericanDream.com/Nickelodeon Universe and click Park Alerts, that's where you'll find that. But yeah, I hope it's open for you for when
Hopefully.
you go, right? Because that's
Yeah,
when do you
that's what I
go?
was
You're
gonna
going in
say.
like a month or so.
Yeah, actually, a month to the day. Actually,
Wow,
we
I
will
got that on
be.
the dot. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, we're doing a trip that week. We'll be splitting between Six Flags Great Adventure and an American Dream as a whole. Probably won't do DreamWorks because we're not rich. Um, but yeah, that's
To
our
put it
plan. We're
bluntly.
gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go. We've kind of planned 2 days at Great Adventure, like a couple hours. One of those days we're gonna do the safari,
Uh-huh.
and then we have a day planned American Dream, mainly Nickelodeon Universe, and then we have like another day that's like, okay, we'll go do other stuff at American Dream, or we may reassess and go back to Great Adventure or do something else. Like it's kind of like a spare day that right now we're kind of like allotted to just general other stuff at American Dream.
It's kind of like a buffer. Like, hey, if we need to do something this day, we
Yeah,
can.
that's
If we don't,
like,
yeah, I
oh
got
my
you.
God, like Great Adventure was just horribly busy and we couldn't get anything, so we actually needed a third day to get on everything.
But you are going to
Well,
Great
okay,
Adventure
well,
during a weekday, correct? So that might help out. So
yes. So here's,
well, also you
this
could
is
do
an
the power
interesting
hours
thing.
too. If I don't know if your niece and nephew would necessarily want to do that, but you could attempt to if you're going on a Thursday or something. I think it's Thursday, Fridays that they do power
No,
hours.
well, maybe Thursday. Actually, I'll have to look into that. Are they still going that late in June? I didn't think they were.
I think they go to June. I think June might be the extent of the power hours.
Well, anyway, here's an interesting thing. Um, it wasn't exactly easy finding hotel rooms right now for
I'm
that
sure.
time. Um, I speculate like the hotels we were finding, like there were a lot of hotels around Great Adventure that were booked. And then others that were just like stupid expensive.
I know it only goes
And
to
like,
May, by the way. Sorry, I lied. Got your hopes
yeah.
up for nothing.
But every time I started trying to find something cheaper, it kept kind of ending up in Philly or up like across from Staten Island. So my speculation is that people were actually booking hotels that far inland from the shore. Because Great Adventure is about a half hour from the shore.
Mm-hmm.
So I speculate that there's a lot of people going to the beach.
It's possible,
And
but also, I mean, New York City's just reopened too. Like that's a big
yeah,
point of
but
interest
as
right
you
now.
get closer, to New York City, the hotels get cheaper and are more open.
There's more vacancy.
Yeah. Yep. So
Okay.
that's why I'm thinking that people were like just like planning some serious beach trips because it's the closer you get to the shore, the more hotels are completely sold out.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not going to the
Um,
shore parks now that I think about it, though. Maury's Pier and Casino Pier.
Those are Wildwood's like a long drive from Great Adventure.
I don't think it's too bad.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's basically down by. It's really closer to DC. I mean, it's not an easy drive from DC because there's no way across. But Wildwood's like down. It's like on this like closer to the
Casino
latitude
Pier's
of,
only 40 minutes from Great
DC.
Adventure.
What?
It's only 40 minutes. Casino Pier.
Maury's
Casino.
Casino. Oh, okay. Well, what's at Casino Pier?
You have
That's not one I hear
Yeah.
talked about.
you have
Very
Hydra. I think is that Iron Shark? No, that's never mind. That's in Texas. Wow. But Hydra's there. That's the
Hydra's
Gerslauer.
adorable.
That's the Gershauer. I can't think of anything else that's a Casino Pier right now. But I know that isn't it I don't think Maury Piers. I've always thought they were pretty close to each other. Ah,
They have, it's not Hydra, it's Hydrus.
Okay. The sad thing is I have a shirt for that ride, and I didn't even remember the name of it. Because I won
they
it at
have
an Ace event.
hot tamales. What the heck is this?
Tamales.
It's a mini coaster. It's a kiddie, basic family, whatever. And they have Pirates Hideaway, which is a Wisdom Rides. That's not a coaster you see very often.
Yeah. So what's up with maybe going there?
I don't know. That may be what is good Lord, what is this thing? It's interesting, that's for sure.
Are you talking
I
about
don't know.
Pirates Hideaway?
Yeah. They have a roller coaster that's under construction. It's an SPF Visa.
Yeah. That's the one with the hamster wheel.
Oh, is it a hamster wheel?
Yeah, it is. It's one of those.
Oh, great. Oh yeah, look at that spit. Oh, is that? Do they actually call it a hamster wheel?
Yeah.
I didn't know SPF Visa actually called it that. That's awesome. That's incredibly awesome.
All right. Well, if we
yeah,
get back to the topic at hand, Slime Streak is missing track, and it's most likely due to construction, right? And the same reason.
And it better be done by the end of June.
Yeah. And the same reason that ride's closed is most likely why Avalanche at Kings Dominion is closed. We talked about it last week, but I just wanted to revisit and say that it's confirmed now that the ride will not be opening for the entire season. It is shut down for the 2020-21
Apparently,
season.
Safari Village is completely
Yeah,
shut
it's all
down.
it's
You can't get
fenced
there.
around. That's what I
all.
figured was going to happen. Once Alex, our friend, went, I asked him to send me an image of Safari Village, and he said, "No, it's completely fenced off." And I'm like, "That's what I thought was going to be the case." That kind of, to me, signals that this is not an Avalanche problem. More, like that was like, oh, okay, they're actually doing the construction. There's a reason the entire area is closed off. It's not just because Avalanche isn't open. If it was like Avalanche, if the whole area was still, I mean, there'd be nothing to do in that area, but if it was still open and you could still walk over there, I'd be like, it might be that there's just avalanches on the chopping block and that they're just removing it. But since the whole area is blocked off, that to me was like, wow, all right, that's the issue.
I certainly hope that this means that they're gonna open up that pathway.
I know, and I kind of
Either
wish they
Avalanche.
would have like Pam or Alex had gone over that area and documented it, but to see if they can see anybody, any clearing, anybody, any flags, anybody doing anything over
KD
there
fans actually posted some pictures.
of that area right
Of
there,
the
right near Boo
area,
Blasters and
yeah.
Dominator and everything.
Not from the Dominator section, no.
No, that's what I was asking about.
Yeah.
I was hoping that someone would have done that while they were there, so we could see if there's any type of clearing going on, so we could possibly see if that is their plan at hand. If that's what they're going to be doing in that section there. But we'll have to wait until this weekend. Someone's got to do it this weekend. All right, anyone listening to this, do it this weekend.
Yeah, somebody let us know.
Yeah. All right. We got through that. Now we got another Cedar Fair story.
This is every Cedar Fair is getting new.
I know. That's why I
management.
specifically wanted to bring it up, because I know you keep mentioning that when this happens. So I was like, oh, this is good. So Manny Gonzalez, this is not really new news. I think this happened about a month ago. But he's being named the vice president and general manager of Carowinds, which is great. He's replacing Pat Jones, who's a really, really awesome employee at the Cedar Fair company. I don't know if you probably have heard of Pat Jones before. She used to work at Kings Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a well-known man. I think she was the games supervisor for a while. She's been at Kings Dominion for like 40 years, and at Carowinds, both of those parks combined for like 40 years. She's just awesome. And she's going to corporate, and he's replacing her at Carowinds. And the real news here is that Gilroy Gardens' previous VP and GM, Barb Granter, is now replacing him at the park. He was previously at California's Great America too. If anyone, he's replacing Manny Gonzalez at California's Great America.
So Cedar Fair does actually remember that they own Gilroy Gardens. Is that's the big news here?
Yep, that's the news. That's all. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too, and I'm curious how direct the transition is for her, if you know what I mean. Yes, they own and they operate Gilroy Gardens, so I know she's technically a part of the Cedar Fair team while she's a Gilroy Gardens employee and associate. But I wonder if there was any because I don't think they don't associate with each other as much. Like those Gilroy Gardens doesn't associate with itself, it doesn't seem as much as like Knott's Berry Farm and California's Great America and those parks do. So I was just wondering how easy of a transition it was.
I mean,
for her.
They don't from face value, but like at the same time, I wonder if corporate does.
No, I'm sure. So that's what I mean. It might not be that.
I'm really confused. Like, what exactly is going on with Cedar Fair corporate right now? Like, why are there people being shifted around everywhere? Like, what's the deal? Something's being accomplished by all of this. What is it?
Palace Entertainment all over again.
Well, no, oh God, no. No, I don't think it's that bad.
No, I don't.
Actually,
think so.
I don't know. There's a little part of me that thinks it might actually. Well, no, I better not say that because I said that about Palace too.
Don't
so
say it.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Bob, just shut up, Bob. Shut up.
I'm not gonna say anything. Moving on.
Man. Next story. No, but
Another thing I want done before the end of June.
all right, yeah, all right. We will transition, I guess. Yeah. So again, Barb Granter replacing Manny Gonzalez at California's Great America, because I didn't make that clear. That's where Manny Gonzalez came from before. Jersey Devil is testing, and
It is testing.
I don't know if you can. The video from, I mean, I know Colin from Collider Studios, all right, but we linked his video, and it's pretty great. It might be one of the greatest off-ride testing.
He's a bit excited.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say he's excited, maybe aroused. I don't know what he is, but he's pretty hyped for this. The ride's testing. This is most likely, as he states in the video multiple times, the first ever video of the ride testing, at least that we know of, and so that's exciting. I mean, Bob did state that, and this is true. When we were there a few weeks ago, it was not even completed. I don't think. I think there were still some pieces of track not installed. So this is a fast pace that they're moving at with this ride now, it seems. I know they mentioned summer, but now I'm thinking maybe that was just, the typical, we don't know, don't plan for anything, but maybe we open it up earlier? I don't know. I mean, June could be considered summer if you're talking about later June, but this seems like it could open like pretty soon. I mean, it's testing. It looks good. They got the landscaping and the theming down. They got the sign out front. The
There
cues.
was I saw some stuff circulating about commercial shoots happening in June.
Yeah, exactly. So the ride's
So-
capable of being ridden. They're gonna have
Well,
riders on.
will be in June.
June.
It's
I
not
think it's early
necessarily-
June though. I mean, that's only a week
Yeah.
or two. That's only about a week or two away. I mean, sure, there could be some last minute touch ups.
Right.
terms of
I mean, like,
programming
I'm
and
not going to
stuff,
say
but-
right now that somebody could get in there and ride it. I don't know that.
No,
I don't know that it's that far.
I wouldn't advise breaking into Great Adventure and trying to get in the ride, but I think you got a safe bet of being okay if you rode it now. But yeah, it'll be ready for riders pretty dang soon, if not now. So I don't know. I know they said like late summer maybe in responses to social media, but that might have been the kind of typical corporate response.
I honestly didn't even mention this to my family until today because I didn't think it was possible at all. Now I don't know. Now it's
I didn't either. I would have said you're crazy if you'd messaged me beforehand without showing me the video. I would have been like, "What? There's no way."
yeah. I mean, I was not at all expecting to be riding that next month until until just a couple hours ago when I saw that. I was like, oh, wait, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you'll be riding it before Iron Gwazi even, even reaches the news. I mean, nobody even knows what's going on with that thing.
Iron Gwazi's going to hit its 5-year anniversary and not be open.
I know. Iron Gwazi is going to be they're just going to start taking it apart at this point. It's like, all right, well, it's reached the end of its service life.
I thought for sure that Chinese rocket was going to fall on it.
Did you?
That was just going to be par for the course.
That would have been the icing on top.
Do you know how funny that would have been, though? I mean,
It would have
they
been
didn't
pretty
even open it. And
Yeah. Bam. Yeah. And sticking in line with the Raptors real quick, stunt pilot as well. Testing, we knew that, but it has POV now, and it looks pretty good. It looks like the other Raptors.
it looks like a raptor. It's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. Except the first drop doesn't have that that kind of pre-drop that we were talking about online. It has the turnaround motion, but it doesn't have the pre-drop. So that's kind of weird to see, but other than that, it's pretty much just the same exact Raptors that we're used to. And it looks good. I'm glad. I know Silverwood has like a crazy amount of rides now. I think they have like 8 or 9 coasters, and people don't realize how many rides they have there. So it's definitely a park that I got to check out one time, for sure. I've heard some great things about it.
Yeah, I'd like to get there too. There's a lot of places I'd like to get to.
Just amusement parks in general.
Yes.
But yeah, for sure. Well, Bob, there's a lot of places you wanted to get to. I'm sure one of them was not Cedar Point opening weekend, and that's where
God no.
that's where I was this past weekend. I'm gonna share my experiences of that, and so much more comes in the next half of the show.
It was everything I told him it would be.
Well, but I mean, I still had a good time. We're gonna talk about it in the second half of the show, right after this break. Wait, I meant to say. Well, but I mean, I still had a good time. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna do it again.
Just
Well, I mean, I had a good time, but we're going to talk about it and a whole bunch more right after the break. All right, there we go. That's good. I meant to say, because it's not just that we're talking about. All right. I'm going to plug my laptop in real quick.
What? Anybody who's smart doesn't go to Cedar Point on opening weekend. Actually, Cedar Point's terrible even like the first month that they're open.
Well, Bob, I mean, as much as I agree that it was a shit show, I still had a really good time.
I'm not saying you can't have a good time.
I rode everything I wanted to. Nothing other than Top Thrill Dragster, which actually we had the opportunity to ride, but we had to. I guess I'll just talk about it on the show. And then I'll talk about the policy, and then you'll try to argue with me about it.
No, I won't. No,
Okay.
That's way over what I was arguing for.
Please, for once, don't get mad at me and be like, "Oh, you didn't," and try to counter. I literally said, for word, they might close the rides 2 or 3 hours before, and you're like, "No, they won't do that."
You did.
All right, I just want to make sure. I don't want to start the show and you be like, "James, you never said that." You just
No, you did. You
All right.
absolutely said that.
All right. I just want to make sure.
I just didn't I didn't realize Cedar Point would be that shitty.
Yeah, that's why these policies, they need to state a time. I mean, I that's why I was saying that. That's what I was afraid of this.
Well, we'll talk about it because I have thoughts.
Oh boy.
Where's Hersey at?
That sounds like a good. Talking to places we want to get to. That's one I haven't even heard of before.
Hersey? Or is that Horsey? Horsey Park. Hersey Park.
Horsey Park. Stop horsing around.
Hershey isn't actually bad opening. I mean, it's not good, but it's not like Cedar Point bad. I wouldn't go there if I'm only going there once.
Apparently, Kings Island had a really good opening day. I was talking with people that have that as a home park, and they were like, "Oh, it was like nobody there."
I'm just still shocked that King's Dominion was such a good day for you guys that went. That just
Technically,
shocks
Bob,
me.
it was an opening day, so.
Well, that's true. But I mean, Pat, now I'm trying to think. I think I've only been to one other maybe past preview is actually good.
Did you
and
went to
opening
the
day
one
is
with
good
Twisted
stuff.
Timbers, right? Then when they opened that.
I went to one past preview, yeah, and it was bad.
Yeah, Twisted Timbers had like a really long
But I've been
line.
there. I've been there for multiple opening days, and every single King's Dominion opening day has just been a complete wreck. I mean, like absolute disaster. I'm just completely.
I ended up
shocked.
talking with a Cedar Point supervisor, or actually my mom did. She told me about this actually. Now that I think about it, that's how it went down. And she actually told my mom that this is the worst opening day she's ever seen at Cedar Point, and she's been there for like 25 years or something. But I mean, all things considered, me and Timmy didn't have that bad of a time. But I guess we were fortunate. We did have to wait an hour and a half for Panda Express, but
I like the caps of Hershey. Yeah, they do tend to close some rides, but they're not like I don't know. Cedar Point generally is more of a disaster than Hershey. Like otherwise, I mean, yes, the ride closures that's a thing, but I don't know.
all right. Bob doesn't know, so we're gonna move on.
I don't know.
Here we go. Are you ready for the second half?
I am.
I'm
3.
Well, hold up. I'm gonna mute
What?
myself real quick because I can't talk about this. But all right, we're good. We're back. Sorry, we had to have a private co-host talk.
All right.
It
3,
doesn't happen often, but when it does, it has to. All right, sorry.
4, 3.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cha, 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 cha.
3, 2.
All right, we're back and we're ready to bash Cedar Point. No, well, yes and no. I want to first start off with a disclaimer. I had a good weekend. All right, before I go into my cons of the weekend, I want to talk about the pros. I got on everything I wanted to except Top Thrill Dragster, which was down on Saturday, but on Sunday we went back for the morning time to take photos, and we got on a couple of rides too. But by the time we made it over the Top Thrill Dragster, it was really, really crowded, and we're just like, all right, we're going to take photos and take videos for you guys, for the audience here that's going to go to the YouTube channel and watch the videos. It was for you. So I didn't get on it, but I mean, I was right there, and I just ridden Call the week before, so I'm like, you know what? As much as I like Top Thrill Dragster better, I got a very similar experience just a week ago, so I don't need to wait in this line and not get the photos and videos that I needed, because we had to leave early in the morning. So other than that, though, Magnum, Gatekeeper, Raptor, Steel Vengeance, Maverick, I mean, Millennium Fort, everything. We got on everything. So all things considered, successful weekend. Now, I can't say anything about the food service because I had to wait about an hour for Panda Express. Bob, you can just interrupt me. This is good. What do they say?
Hershey Park has reported to me on Twitter that Storm Runner will not be open this weekend.
Yeah, I figured.
I figured
Wah,
too.
wah. That sucks. Was it say? Did it say due to COVID though? Like you called?
Yep. Yeah, it's. I mean, they have the same
Automatic response.
Yeah, it's the same canvas because I've asked that a couple different times and it's like I think it's actually word for word.
Maybe they just have a copy and paste, or they have a bot. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like yeah. But yeah, they said given maintenance delayed by COVID and shipping delays for necessary parts, Storm Runner will not be open this weekend. Our team is hoping to have it reopen soon, and we'll share details once available. And I mean, I do believe this is still actually a COVID thing because, I mean, you're dealing with Intamin. I mean, I don't know if they actually have to come install the part, but,
Yeah.
like, there's,
The shipment
being that
of
it's
the part.
international, there's other delays of, like, this isn't just, like, run down to the auto parts store and
No,
buy
and
the
this
part.
is a, I mean, not just obviously theme park related, global problem right now with shipping anything. So I can
Oh.
totally understand.
Have you tried to buy stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was actually I was just considering buying a different car stereo. Crutchfield is like sold out of everything. They
Yep.
have like nothing in
Yeah,
stock.
it's
It's unreal.
quite crazy to say the least. Yeah. All right, but yeah, getting back to Cedar Point.
Back to Cedar Point. Sorry to hijack you. I just
No,
happened
no.
to get the
As soon as
notification there.
as
So
soon as I saw you pull that up, I'm like, all right, let's see what they said. What was I waited the food service. I had to wait an hour and a half or about an hour for Panda Express. It felt like it might have been a little bit shorter than that, but that was a line that was extending crazy out onto the midway. I mean, that was the case for everything at the park. Before we even get into anything too deep, they are seriously understaffed. I heard from a supervisor. This is from a supervisor directly, not from multiple different sources. That the park is at 15% of its normal staff. I don't know if that's exact or if that's. I would assume them making that claim that it's exact, and I mean that's a position of a supervisor is pretty high up. It depends on what exact if she's a location supervisor or route supervisor. Either way, she has access to that information, so I believe that that's a correct statistic. And then in terms of their international employees, because a lot of people keep asking about that, and I asked about that. They're down 7,000 international employees that they would typically have at the park. That's what she said.
wow.
So even if that's a ballpark figure, even if it's not exactly those numbers, my initial concern is is Cedar Point allowing that many? Because that park was filled to the brim with people. If you do not have the staff to work with that amount of people and like a good staff to guest ratio, why are you opening the park to that many people? Because you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for a bad experience at the park. Because I know so many people were going to social media and complaining about the park experience. And while I didn't necessarily do that, I was documenting this new policy that they had in place, and that was upsetting people. And we'll get to the policy a little bit in a second. But there was just so much going on at that park on this past weekend in terms of just poor experiences, and it could have been easily. I mean, they have a reservation system. That's my question. This is such an easy fix. Oh, we only have 15% of our workforce. Well, let's just allow this amount of people, and that's a good staff to employee or staff to guest ratio. We can that can work. That can be feasible. We understand this is rational, but there's no way there was a limit. I think they were letting as many people that showed up in. Just come on. There was no way they were limiting any type of capacity. And if you don't have the employees to work with that, I don't understand why you would do that. Because again, that's just.
And here's, this is a bigger problem, I think. With COVID, water fountains, I assume, are all still shut off.
I can't say.
How do you, I mean, when you're at a park, you need to stay hydrated. What do you do? Like,
This
you
is an
just want a
issue-
cup of water,
Mhm.
you have to wait in line for an hour and a half.
This is
or
an
an
issue I
hour,
actually
or
ran
like-
into in Florida as well. When I was at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, they were closing down food and drink locations left and right, like an hour before the park closed. And I was going to places and trying to get water, but each one had like a line. I'm like, I'm just trying to get some water here. Can I just get a cup of water? I don't want to wait an
Yeah.
hour and a half so I can get a. I'm not getting a pretzel. I'm not getting popcorn. I'm not getting any food. I just need a
Right.
basic human need, water, H2O.
Yeah.
And that was an issue I was running into there. I can't say I ran into that at Cedar Point. I think I might have been, well, part of the problem was I actually did end up getting dehydrated over the weekend. I actually had a pretty rough night one night, so that's possible that actually might have been due to that. But I think that was more because I was just not focusing. I was at Cedar Point. I'm like, let's get on all the rides. And if I had tried and attempted to get some water, I might have been able to. But now that you mention that, that is something that if I had attempted to, I don't know how I would have worked out. Because again, Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, even just snack venues, were pouring out onto the Midway. I mean, when I say pouring out, I don't just mean a few people. I mean, Chick-fil-A had a line. I don't know if you know what
Yeah.
the Chick-fil-A is there. They had it wrapped around the building. It
Yeah.
was over by Maverick. It was crazy long. I mean,
That's insane.
Panda Express coming out, like going, you know where that tunnel is that you like kind of enter, goes, Millennium Force goes over that tunnel right there.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. Panda Express is right at the end of Frontier Trail, right?
And it's right like underneath the
Like,
drop
kinda-
of Millennium Force. It's like
Yeah.
right next to that.
Yeah.
So like that, the line for that was wrapping all the way into that tunnel back where Millennium Force goes over it with that large Camelback airtime hill. It was crazy. It was just crazy packed. And
It's
again,
like it's almost like going to White Castle in Orlando.
yeah. Now, luckily on the Saturday, I bought a fast pass because I knew it would be packed. I mean, you told me that. People told me that. I knew it's the opening weekend of a major park. I knew it would be. And I mean, fast pass, 45 hour line still. I mean, that cut down significantly on the factors of 2-3 hour lines for most of the rides. So waiting an hour wasn't nearly as bad. But still, at that point, I bought a pass. That's all. I didn't buy a fast pass. I bought a pass. That's all I can say to that. That was crazy. They need to limit the sales on those, for sure, or either limit the sales on them, or increase the price. And I don't know. You got to deter people because there was. I think every other person in the park was buying a fast pass.
Yeah, this is my biggest.
And I think I saw your comment on there about the
Yeah,
transitioning
Hyde and I
to
were
another
discussing.
type of pass, like the time saver at Dollywood.
Cedar Point. I know this is not a popular opinion, but this is where people have to actually like realize that this needs fixed, and you need to just deal with it. They have to give up the unlimited fast lane? Is that what they call it? The
Fast
unlimited
lane,
fast
yeah.
lane needs to go away at Cedar Point. They can't do it. They just cannot do it anymore. And that is, I think the fast lane system at Cedar Point is the number one thing that makes everything miserable in that park. Because first of all, I mean, you're spending $120 on a fast lane. Well, what are you getting for it when you still have to wait in line for an hour and a half for Still Vengeance, which is what I was reading a lot of the time was.
Yeah.
And then if you're not somebody with a fast lane, that means that now the employees are under the gun to get the fast lane through. But if they're still taking an hour and a half, that means that the standby line's not moving. So
Yep.
you're like hours upon
I agree.
hours, you're waiting there.
I think the solution is either doing that and just getting rid of it, or, like I said, I mean, it's basic supply and demand. Increase the price and decrease the supply. That way, there's not as many Fastlane Plus people in line, but you're still making the same revenue. You're still getting that same amount of money in.
See, here's the thing.
And it
this is the
deters
thing
as
that
many people from buying it because it's $200. I don't know if I want to do that. The people that really do want to get Fastlane can.
no, but see, this is
But
the
now
thing.
$120.
People still buy people. So, there's a very decent majority of people
Mhm.
going to Cedar Point that are
Okay.
just stupid at spending money.
Sure.
Like they just don't care.
To my
They're
point,
just going to
you
dump
increase
money.
the supply. I mean, you decrease the supply, excuse me, and you increase the price. So There's not as many. You have to have a limit. Like we only
See-
selling this amount.
But
And-
here's the other thing.
All right.
Like
All right.
this is the thing, and I wish more people would understand that this is the way this is the way I think that fast lanes and all the fast track, fast pass, whatever systems at all parks should work. Like the Dollywood Time Saver. You pay, you get a pass. That pass gives you one skip the line on every major
Dollywood
ride.
has-
and then
Dollywood has an unlimited style pass as well.
do they know?
They have a Time
When?
Saver Plus, I believe it's called.
When did they introduce that?
I believe that's always been.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's
I
always.
don't remember
it's
that
Time
being
Saver and then Time
an
Saver
option there.
Plus. Yeah.
Well, anyway, either way, it should be limited. This is the way Hershey Park was until I think it was 2019. You buy the pass, you get one ride on each coaster or major ride. And you can pass that, you can trade that off. It's not tied to you. You can share the rides. And if you run out of rides, you can go back and buy another one. But the thing is, it makes it easily accessible for people that this is my one day at the park. I came across the country. I want to make sure I get on everything. Boom. You know because that's what I love. I bought a pass at Hershey Park and I loved it because when I used that pass, I got right on the ride. I only had one on each ride, but my God, it was so worth it because I got right on. There was no line at all. I was just boom. I was right on the ride. It was perfect. It was awesome. And the thing is, if you're just one of those stupid people that just want to dump money for whatever reason, keep buying passes. The park makes more money. But the majority of people are going to buy one, make sure they get on all the rides. And then the rest of the rides, then you know which ride you want to re-ride again, and you wait the line. But the thing is, the standby line will not be as ridiculous as it is because you don't have people going back to Still Vengeance and riding it over and over and over and over again all day.
I think the more important. I agree with you. All right, I'm going to say that. I agree that is easily a potential solution. I think another solution still is that you have a limit, because the thing is, there should not be an hour line for Steel Vengeance's Fast Pass. There should not be at the same time an hour for Maverick,
Right.
an hour for Magnum, an hour for Millennium Force. That to me shows that they're giving out too many of them. That means
Oh,
that
absolutely.
they're handing out enough Fast Passes for every single ride in the park to have an hour or 2 hour line. That just shouldn't be the case. That's too many.
But
So if
here's
you
the
limit
problem.
that, then it's very likely that you only see 15 maybe. I mean, because it's going to be a lot of people. There's always going to be a lot of... Cedar Point's just that kind of parks. But even if there's 15, 10-minute lines for the Fast Pass, I mean, there was a 30-minute, 40-minute wait for Gatekeeper. I mean, that's not even one of the most popular rides at the park anymore. I mean, it was when it first opened. It's not really anymore, though. I mean, by the standby line, we could tell that. I think the standby line, actually, the Fast Pass guy said, was actually almost identical to the Fast Pass line. So that shows right there the popularity. I just think if you limit the sale of them, and I know they always say that there are limited amounts, so they always say that, but I'm like, I don't see you guys doing that, because I see the Fast Pass location at the front of the park, and I see there's 1,000 people in line, and I see there's already 1,000 people in line for each ride in this park, so you're not limiting anything. Maybe the limit's like as many people in the park as there is. Maybe maybe once you reach capacity, you stop selling them or something, but I don't know.
The problem is, though, Cedar Point doesn't want to let go of that income.
No, but I agree, and that's where you can increase the price and you still make a similar revenue, whatever price it needs to be, and then that also deters the people that really typically just buy it because it's somewhat cheap. $120 isn't terrible to get on every single attraction at the park necessarily. If it's a little bit more, people might start going, this is $200, $300 for this Fast Pass. I don't want to do that. And then the people, like you said, that really are there to experience the park to its full potential, haven't been there before, across the country, will buy it because it's worth it for them. And there you go. There's a solution. I think both of our attempts to fix this are very, very well could fix the issue. I would like to see them implemented. I would love to see maybe Cedar Fair one season does like a trial and does like just the Fast Pass without the Fast Pass Plus. Or they do just limit the supply a great amount and increase the price. This
is why I think Unlimited doesn't work at all at Cedar Point. and that's because there's people that go to Cedar Point. I mean, the Still Vengeance fandom is still ridiculous. So I guarantee you, probably a quarter of the people that buy the unlimited fast pass, even if it's limited, a smaller number of passes sold, they're just gonna stay back there and ride Still Vengeance over and over and over and over
Sure.
and over
Yeah,
again.
they might. But guess what?
And that's
There
gonna
won't be
make
as-
that line longer.
I don't think it will, because if you limit the supply, like I'm saying, if you limit how many are being sold, it would only be them and a select few others, instead of there being them in addition to the other 400,000 people that bought the fast pass trying to do it. So there would be maybe a little bit of an increase to the standby line, but it wouldn't be, oh, we're getting in 400
No,
fast buy people
it
right
wouldn't
now.
be bad, but it would still be not good.
No, but I think a Fast Pass Plus system makes sense as a business, on a business aspect and from the consumer aspect. It's something that everyone wants, and it's something that the business wants to deliver. So I agree that getting rid of it would work, but it would upset a lot, and it would definitely hurt their revenue. So if they want,
No, that's the thing. If you got rid of unlimited, they would actually increase their revenue, because those people that want to ride things over and over again, people would buy them again.
I don't think
People would
I
buy
don't think
more of
that-
them.
No, because what happens is, like you said, you'd be buying a lot more. It would be a lot more expensive to do that. I think you get like, what is it? You get one ride on each attraction. That's the premise, right? That you get one ride on each attraction per each pass you buy, right?
Yeah,
So if
basically.
you have,
And then maybe throw in like 3 or 4 extra, like just use wherever.
so let's just say that's like a $50, $60 investment right there in that pass. If you want to re-ride Steel Vengeance again, you're gonna have to buy that again and again and again. And,
No,
and
but you can get 3 rides on Still Vengeance if you want to use your use anywhere. So you do 1 ride on each, and then you have like 3 punches
Oh, okay.
that you can use wherever.
so they're universal. They can be at any ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do it
Is that
that
how the
way.
time saver pass works? Or is
Yeah.
Are you making that up? Okay. Well, if that's
No,
how it
no,
works,
that's actually how the time saver worked.
okay. I
well,
didn't know if that's how it works.
I mean,
Either
it's a little-
that's
It's that basic idea. It was done a little bit differently, but that's the gist of it, and that would be the easy, practical way of doing it. So with 1 pass, you can get 3 rides on Still Vengeance. If you want to use, 4. You use the 1 for Still Vengeance, and then all 3 of your use anywhere. That's 4 rides there.
okay.
You want more? You go buy another one.
I don't necessarily, again, disagree with that proposition. I think the Fast Plane Plus is more. I think it pops out to people more, and I think more people are likely to purchase it when it, unlimited. It just has something. It has a ring to it that I think more people. I think they would
Yeah,
lose
but, I
revenue if they
mean-
didn't. That's just all I'm gonna say. Whether or not it's a significant
No.
amount, that's just.
I
my-
actually think they would. I think they'd actually make more money. People would be upset for a while, but they'd get used to it. They'd realize that it's a better system after you actually just get on the rides. You don't have to really wait in line at all.
But I think with my system, they would be very similar. That you don't have to wait in lines at all either.
No, because you could just sit there and keep doing it over and over and over and over and
But
over. and
you
over.
one individual, even if the entire. I mean, you'd have to have the. I guess you would. You'd have to have the entire people, the entire group that bought that pass, like all of the individuals throughout the park, to create a line. I think to the extent that we were seeing at Steel Vengeance Fast Pass.
I mean, even if there's just 200 people in the park that use their fast pass, their unlimited fast pass to ride Still Vengeance over and over again, that's
but what if those 200 people decided
in
what if-
line at all times.
What if all those people decided, all right, I'm going to rewrite it with my Fast Pass, whatever, my regular Fast Pass. I'm going to rewrite it 3 times now. That would create a long line for that period of time as well.
But it's not. But there's a stopping point. There's only 4 times and you're done.
But that line could accumulate to a point where it becomes a line that is 2 hours, an hour or something, if everyone decided to do it. And then that would create a standby line that's longer as well for that time.
I don't know. If there's a limit, if there's a hard limit, it would, because you're talking people would go back there. They'd ride it 20 times in a day.
Yes, they might.
And
But-
that's the thing. You can't do that with a limited pass.
No, but what I'm saying again is I think you limit it to the point where there's little lines on it. You have to. I mean, they have to look at it. I have to look at the numbers. I can't say this right now, but 1,000 people. Let's just say that's a good top of my head number. 1,000 people can buy a Fast Pass Plus. Therefore, even if all you'd have to have all 1,000 people at one attraction to create a line equivalent to what we saw this past weekend with the thousands and thousands of people that had bought it. So, and that chance, the chance,
But see,
the
then
likelihood of
the
that happening
problem
is so
is
improbable
then you
that
have-
it doesn't happen. I mean,
But you're also not spreading people across. That's the other thing that's happening is when you buy something like the Time Saver, you're incentivizing, hey, go ride some other rides that you don't have to wait in line for.
but that's the thing. Do you know anybody that and if you answer this yes, I'm going to cry. Do you know anybody that literally buys the Fastlane Plus and solely rides Steel Vengeance? No, it's not. It's not yes. It's not yes, because I know 99% of the people, probably 100%, go and ride other rides, and they're not just at one ride. So you're going to be riding multiple different rides. That's the point of getting it, is that you can ride everything you want as much, and you're not supposed to
I'm
have
not-
a line technically, theoretically.
It's still Vengeance heavy. The rotation is still Vengeance heavy. And that's what's
I don't know.
skewing
Bob.
it.
Everything had a line about. I mean, Millennium Force had about an hour line, just as Steel Vengeance did.
Yeah, because yes, I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't going to improve things, but I don't think it's going to improve it enough to really make the experience that much better.
I don't know. I want to.
If
Cedar
I'm
Point.
paying
Cedar Point.
This is
As much as I've been bashing you lately, if you're listening to this, please do like a trial run of these two passes, and we can do like this will be like a fifth grade science experience where we can like look at the data charts and see which one's better.
this is the thing right now. I'll tell you this right now. Spending $120 and then having to wait in line for 20 minutes is absolutely ridiculous. That's just ridiculous to me.
I don't agree. Given that I'm at a park like Cedar Point, I don't agree. If I was at King's Dominion and I did that, I'd be very upset. But going to Cedar Point and waiting 20 minutes for their rides would be perfect. That would have been great last weekend. I would have been, yes, 20 minutes, awesome. That would have been the shortest thing I waited in. So to me, that would have been great.
But yet at Hershey, I spent $70 on a pass. The lines were 2 hours most attraction, 2 to 3 hours in every attraction, and every single coaster I walked right onto. Right on, period. Just
Yeah, and they
No
have a
wait
Fast Pass
whatsoever.
Plus, don't they?
they do now. At the time, they didn't.
Well, if you go this weekend, I want you to buy a Fast Pass Plus and see if the lines are bad.
I'm not buying fast. I'm not buying crap.
Because we can see right now if it really is just that system that creates. I mean, I agree that system they have does not work, but I don't think it's necessarily because of Fastlane Plus that it doesn't work. I think it's because Cedar Point implements it horribly, and they say I'll reiterate, they say they limit it and they don't. I mean, there's no way they limit it.
They do limit it because they sold out on.
Like I
Was it
said,
Friday or
if they do
Saturday?
limit it, it's the capacity of the park.
I know it's when
If there's 100,000 people in that park, 99,000 have the Fast Lane Plus.
yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that high, but it's stupid. It's stupid.
I think it's that high. I'm based on my experience last weekend. I think it might be. I don't know actually, but it surely felt like it. But yeah, the fast lane system is broken. Any way you look at it, either way, I think me and Bob have the right concept. And you got to fix it. That's definitely
Something's got to be done.
that's
You can't keep
definitely
doing it. 'Cause,
a fact. That is.
I don't like going to Cedar Point. It's just, and I've said this for a while, and people are like, oh, why? They sound just like that.
They sound like you imitating them. Yeah.
That's why I like Kings Island so much better than Cedar Point. Yes, Cedar Point has better rides, but it's just so miserable at Cedar Point anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that claim. I still like Cedar Point better, but I can get where you're coming from, for sure. For sure. I do want to talk about. We'll get off and then we'll bash Cedar Point some more in a little bit, but Steel Vengeance, Bob, phenomenal yet again. I went in with it and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it was the first rider hype. Maybe it's not really as great as I thought it was. Let me go in neutral. I'm not thinking this is gonna be my favorite ride. I was just like, this is like my first ride. I want to make sure I actually liked it the first time. Excellent again. And I think it was Timmy. I think Timmy's in the chat possibly.
He
But
is.
he can
currently
attest to
booming
this.
again.
Right before we hit the brakes, I think we both looked at the mid-course brakes. We both looked at each other and said, "This is better than Twisted Timbers," and then started laughing.
Whatever.
We were both in. Yeah, it was incredible. We didn't. I got 3 rides on it. We didn't really get anything like we didn't get any night rides or anything excellent really to greatly improve the experience. But just based on those day rides, it was excellent. I mean, if it wasn't for Voyage, it's just like Voyage is just a little bit better. We both said we both need to sit down with you and ride this, like we did with Nitro, but like sit down with you and ride this and see you ride it so we can understand why you don't like. Like I don't know. I gotta watch you. I gotta watch you
I mean,
contemplate
it's
your
not that I
ride.
don't like it.
No, I know,
I
but I
really
can't.
enjoy the ride. That's everybody's like, I don't know, you don't like it. No, I like it.
Bob,
I like
I
it.
know it's in your top 20 or whatever, but I want to see you go. Yeah, I want you to see you hit the brakes and go. Yeah, that's Twisted Timbers is better than that. And I need to see you at those like last little airtime hills where you're like, oh, this is getting so repetitive. Like that was amazing. Like, those airtime moments are incredible. It's crazy. Like you're getting thrown at. It's just like, oh, it's so violent. It's so epic. And I want to see you go. Oh, this is getting repetitive. Like I'm like, oh, it's so good. I don't get it. But yeah, that had to be my one little jab right there. Now back to Cedar Point Bashtown. Something we both kind of agree on, right? Before we get into a heated discourse here. Do you have? You can.
I actually I
you
do
can
want to
something.
say, airtime doesn't get repetitive. What I think feels repetitive is like all the inversions, just like I don't know. It's just like
I thought you were always saying that the
I don't
last
know.
section of the ride, that like those last airtime hills were.
No,
repetitive.
no, no, not that, not that.
There's only 4
It's
inversions on the
it's
ride.
I don't know. It just feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out here. I'm trying to
I don't
get
know.
to the
Is it
bottom of
really
this.
only 4 inversions? Because
Yeah.
it felt like 20. No,
Nope.
no.
It's 4.
I never actually counted. I don't know. They just don't. I don't know. It all just merges together, and like it's just like I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely fun. It's just not nearly as fun as Timbers. I just think Twisted Timbers
All right.
flows better
All right.
through all versions.
All right. I don't know. I can't. I mean, the drop was great. I love that drop. I know a few weeks back we were talking about drops. I think or pre-drops or something, and I said I love Steve Vengeance's drop, and you were like, and I was like, I don't actually remember it. Like, but again, now I rewrote it. That was great drop. Everything about the ride. I just it's just Voyage, Bob. It's just Voyage. That's the only thing that gets in the way.
Mystic Timbers gets in the way. Twisted Timbers gets in the
No,
way.
Nope, none of those. Not even.
Blue Streak at Conneaut
Not even
gets
close.
Phoenix gets
That's
in
a.
the way.
Oh, all right. All right.
Berlin's
The
Mayhem.
park
No,
policy at Cedar Point. The policies at Cedar Point implemented. We talked about this a few weeks back, and
that was more than a few weeks.
a few months back. Whenever we talked about
Yeah,
it.
probably
Whenever we
more.
did that episode a few years ago. Um, we talked about how, to what extent they would be implementing this policy. And the policy, again, I actually want to kind of find. I read this to my mom right before we went, and she actually died of laughter because she thought I was joking. Let me see if I can find it. The actual words of Tony Clark, because it was pretty great. Let me find it. She was actually pretty vulgar about it too, to be quite honest. Now I'm not gonna be able to find this policy, but Let's see. If you can find it, I'd be greatly appreciated as well. I'm trying to find it. It's all these
Is,
masks. It's the new line policy that I want to read it directly from the spokesperson Tony Clark, because the way he put it was so great.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, here it is. I got it. All right. Let me see if I can find it. New this year. This is from Tony Clark. New this year, due to the popularity of some attraction, ride lines may close prior to park closing time in order to accommodate riders within park operating hours. We want to ensure that our team is ready to have these attractions up and running for everyone the next day. And my mom went, I can't say exactly what she said, but she said, screw the people there that day. We want to get it ready for the people the next day. And she was like having a fit with it. It was pretty funny. But I read that for her word for word, and she was not happy with it. But yeah, that's what happened. And we talked about it on the show whenever we talked about it. And I was like, well, they might close ride lines hours early. And Bob was like, no. And I was like, well, we'll see. I'll be up there in a few weeks.
Oh, and let me just refresh everybody's memory. My stance was that parks kind of always, years ago, parks always kind of operated like this normally. If something was just really busy, they might close the line a little bit earlier, like maybe a half hour early or something like that. They never actually documented, but a lot of parks did it, and it was just kind of, 20 years ago, it was just kind of accepted. That's just that's the way things were. It wasn't like a big deal. And that's kind of the angle that I was coming at. Like, oh, okay, well, if you're doing that, it's good to say that up front. That's the stance that I was coming at.
No, and I called it. I was like, nope, they're going to take advantage of this. They're going to close ride lines hours early. They'll have the availability to do so, so I think they will. And that's what they did. That's what they did.
I do apologize. I was giving Cedar Point the benefit of the doubt that they weren't going to be absolute douchebags.
You were expecting them to respect and value their...
I was wrong. Cedar Point actually used this policy to become a bunch of douchebags. That's what happened.
So pretty much every roller coaster closed at least an hour before park close. I mean, me and Timmy went in Friday night, all right? We went in Friday night about 6 o'clock, and we could not find anything open. We walked from Steel Vengeance to Maverick to Millennium Force to Gatekeeper. We finally found Wicked Twister, and it was like 7 o'clock or 7:15 or something, so 45 to an hour before the park closed, and that was the only thing open. And I think that was open solely to the fact that they just weren't really paying attention, and they forgot to close the front line off, because, I mean, there's no other way to look at it, because everything else was closed. So I'm like, great, we got on Wicked Twister. That's the only thing we got on Friday. And, yeah, we went Saturday, and we got on everything. But then up until 5 o'clock, we walked over to... I was like, we better get to Steel Vengeance, because they're probably going to do the same thing they did last night. So we should just go get our rides on Steel Vengeance now. We got over there at 5:30 in the afternoon. 5:30. 2.5 hours before the park closed. And what do you know? We get in line. There's like a line extending out because the line's feeding out into the midway. And we get in that line, and the guy and the ride ops just sit there and they look at each other. I think they got a phone call, and they're like, all right, put the chain up in front of all the people, like a long line that was waiting there, and said on the speakers, everybody in line for Steel Vengeance, the ride is now closed. We are sorry. Go ride other attractions, or blah, 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 blah. The whole stupid spiel they have to do. And we're sorry for this inconvenience. Go attend to Maverick or whatever. And I was like, dang, they really are like I really called it. Like they're just straight up. I mean, there was a line too. It wasn't even just like there was no line and they just were announcing it to nobody. And just the people in the plaza were kind of like, all right, cool, the ride's closed. There was a line there. There were people ready to ride and get in line. I mean, the balls of that ride op had to just put the chain. I would have been scared if I was in that position as a ride op. I know you. I mean, imagine there's 100 people in front of you just closing the chain right in front of them, and they are solely in that area, solely in front of you, to get on this ride. I would have been scared, and rightly so, because after that the line fell apart and people walked away. People went to ride other things and attended different rides and attractions and whatever. But there was like 10 or 15 people that stayed over, and this one lady was giving it to them. She was giving it to him. She was screaming. This is ridiculous. You told me to go put this cup in a locker, and I walked back over, and now the ride's closed. She was furious. And I was like, yeah, I started recording it because, I mean, they had a security guard started walking over. I think a police officer started walking over. I don't know if he was there for her, but he walked over, and I was like, oh, crap, this is getting serious. I don't know if he's going to, like, move her away or whatever. He stood there, but then he, like, walked into the line. I don't know if somebody, like, it's possible. I think what happened, somebody, like, went around the line and just got on, even though it was closed. So I think he might have been escorting him out. I think that's what might have happened. But either way, there was like 4 or 5 security guards that kind of walked over. I mean, it was getting kind of heated. And then what happened is that ride op actually, I started walking away after I started filming kind of, but the ride op had walked over to me and he said, hey, I know you guys and then like these 5 other people or 5, 10 other people that were in line with me. I know you guys were in line. I'm going to let you guys in because I was like, oh, because you realize you're being kind of a douche and not letting us on. And that's the only reason we got on is because she was giving him so much crap. But yeah, us and that lady and a couple other people got allowed on, even though there was like 100 other people that had already left. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. And that's not the only time it happened. That was the most aggravated I saw anybody get. But I mean, people were walking over, when we walked over to Maverick on that Friday night, there were people getting upset. I took a picture of that and put it on Twitter and was like, come on, really? It's an hour and a half before the park's closed and you have Maverick down. It was all weekend and it was every ride. It wasn't just the most popular rides. Blue Streak, we went over to Blue Streak actually that Friday night as well. Blue Streak was closed. I mean, it was every ride. Not even the most popular rides. It was every ride. It was crazy. I cannot express how awful that is in terms of customer service. Whoever thought of that idea at corporate and knew it would be implemented in this fashion needs to be fired. I mean, there's no way that somebody thought of this idea and everyone just sat and was like, this is a great idea. Yeah, we just get to screw our passes. I mean, I just can't comprehend any type of rationale being explained for this policy. It's just really being implemented poorly. It's aggravating a ton of people. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And people go, oh, it's for the good of the associates. First of all, I have 2 points on this, and I keep explaining this to people on social media, and this kind of typically slows down this argument. What the hell's happening? I can hear. Are you listening to something?
No.
Whoopsie. I don't know what that was. Apparently, the article I clicked on the Cedar Point article, why do the videos keep playing? They just automatically play. Is the POV of Steel Vengeance at the very bottom of this article I clicked on was playing?
Yeah. Welcome to the internet. It sucks.
But like 20 minutes after I clicked on the article, why is it all of a sudden just started playing randomly?
I don't know.
All right,
Wasn't me.
First of all, I have 2 points on this, and I keep explaining
Where do
this
I
to
gotta
people on
cut?
social media. And this kind of typically, I'm gonna cut it.
It was super loud.
It was
They heard it?
really
I didn't
loud.
even hear
It
it.
was really loud.
How'd they hear it?
It was in my headphones, so it's coming through where you are coming out. It's my output in my headphones. That's why they heard it and you didn't. All right. Let's cut. I cut it at 1:20.
There's something.
One.
Something I was.
29.
Wait, 121.29. There's something I want to mention here because I was curious and I actually just looked it up.
What is it?
Cedar Point Police Department is actually
A thing.
it's an actual police force.
Yeah.
They have full arrest powers.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was interesting this past weekend too. Like I saw full officers in like Cedar Point Police, and they had tasers, handcuffs, guns. I mean, they're the real deal. They ain't just playing around. All right, I'm gonna continue, but you can bring that up after I bring this up. All right.
All right. 3.
Let me see where I was actually. Let me
Don't
see
get
what
it.
the last thing I
And
said.
people
people go, "Oh, it's for the good of the associates." All right.
3, 2.
And while I don't disagree that it helps the associates out for sure, you know the real reason behind this, and I think I hope you see this, and I hope other people see this as well. Think about it this way. You have to pay your associates however much time they have to stay after and close down the ride. To them, If we close the ride down 2.5, 3 hours early and they leave at 8 o'clock, I don't have to pay them till 10 anymore. I can pay them till 8. That is what they're looking at for sure on this. And sure, it does help the associates out because they don't have to work as much. But I think a lot of the associates probably wouldn't mind staying a little bit extra, a couple hours extra, and making some more money. I think it really has to do with the profits that they are losing. Because I know for a fact that the description of a ride operator says you will have to stay after and close down your ride. So they know that they are signing up for that. So there's no way that they're like, oh, I'm staying till 10 or 11 o'clock at night now. No, they're happy to do it. It's in the description of the ride op. So
I'm in no way defending this policy. It is absolutely asinine that they are doing this, and Cedar Point needs to stop. They need to find a way around this. But what I will say is, if they are really seriously only at 15% of their workforce, I guarantee you the majority of their employees are working from open to close.
For sure.
There is absolutely no way they could sustain that. If those employees are working open to close every day.
Well, right now they're just doing weekly operations. Weekend operations, excuse me, not weekly. So for right now, I don't think that's an issue.
I just want to throw that out there. That's something to consider.
Okay, well, first,
I am absolutely not. I'm not defending this at all. Please do not take it as though I'm defending.
Damn it,
what they're doing. No, I'm not. No. I'm absolutely not defending it.
No, but I get it. And again, if this wasn't weekend operations, I would agree with you. I don't think working that many hours in a 3-day span really is that detrimental right now. If they start doing this and they're still at the same workforce of 15% and during the summer and like I think they're like late June, they're starting to do the weekly operations where they're open the whole week. If that's still the case, then I could start to see where that becomes an issue. And that's when they just got to figure something else out. You see, the thing is, people are going, oh, they talked about this policy. They told you about it. They notified you. You knew this was going to happen. First of all, not really. I mean, again, we even had this debate on the show. We didn't necessarily know because they don't really give you a time. They just say they're going to close it. So I'm fine with them saying they're going to close the rides early, but tell me when. That's the same thing I said on the show a couple of weeks ago, or whenever we did the show on that policy. I said, just tell me when. Have a sign out front. Have something notifying me that, hey, since the park we know is going to be packed today because it's opening weekend or it's the 4th of July or whatever, we're going to close the ride at 6 o'clock or 5:30. That way I can plan and be ready for that to happen and go ride it at 6 o'clock or at 5:45 if it's closing at 6, so I can be there 15 minutes early. Whatever. So I can just plan accordingly and have a good day still. That's successful communication to your guests, and it doesn't have any negative connotation to it because everything works well. The people that want to ride it will ride it. People that don't. There's no issue that arises.
I agree, but you do know what this all comes back to, right?
What is that?
Fastlane. This is also a Fastlane problem because you're dealing with two lines of people that you have to get through. Mm-hmm. There's just too many. There's just too many people. They can't. The unlimited Fastlane is causing. This would still happen, but I can guarantee you it would not be as early. Fastlane is adding to this problem in a big way. I guarantee it. Mm-hmm. Now, again, there's no defense. Cedar Point has to account for this. This is just, they have to do so. Seriously, we have all these roller coasters. Like we're the roller coaster, like whatever they call themselves now. Like we have like so many roller coasters. Like come ride them all. Except we're only going to be open for like 7 hours, and then we're going to close 2.5 hours early. But say we're not closed, so you can like wait in line for an hour and a half to get a snack on your way out. How am I going to ride all the roller coasters? Like, you can't do it at that rate, you can't do it in 3 days. They have to do something. They have to.
They do. At this point, it's not a
I mean, there's a whole bunch functioning. There's a whole bunch going into causing this problem, but the bottom line is they can't continue to function like this.
No.
They can't. And the problem is you still have, and this is what I've been saying for at least 3 years with Cedar Point. The thing with Cedar Point is things are getting really bad. The problem is people still have stars in their eyes with Cedar Point. Like, oh, I'm at Cedar Point. I'm at Mecca. Like, there's that high associated with that. So people aren't fully understanding how bad things are.
Yeah.
The problem is once people realize how bad things are, that's it. It's too late to save that, because now it's going to take you twice as long to try to build your reputation back up. You can't, once you lose that reputation, you can't just fix that overnight. It's gone and you're in trouble. And that is what Cedar Point is facing. And this year really seriously looks to be the year that may be the turning point of where people start actually saying, that's it, I've had it. And if that's the case, Cedar Point's not going to turn around. I shouldn't say they're not, but it's going to take them a very long time to fix the park. And they have to get on top of this. They absolutely have to.
Yep. I agree. And again, I think a simple solution right now and even in the future really is limiting capacity. I mean, yes, this kind of arose more because of COVID for sure, but I don't think it's a bad business practice at all for parks to do it in the future even. If you have especially now, I will say this is definitely in a case of its own right now, but even in the future, a couple of years and for all of the time that Cedar Point continues to operate until they close their doors for good, which will probably never happen in our lifetime, they need to implement, because this is the issue really with Cedar Point, is how many people are at that park. I mean, you have an insane amount of people at that park. Insane. And the thing is, you think, oh, that's great for business though. So you can't tell them to limit the capacity, James, because that's great for business. You can't, I mean, they're a business. They have to make a profit. But the thing is, so many people that go that weekend and it's crazy packed and they're not having a good time aren't ever going to come back, like you're saying.
Yeah.
So if you tell them, hey, we're booked up this weekend, they'll come back another weekend and then they'll have a good time and then they'll keep coming back and you'll have those returning customers. And right now what's happening is I guarantee you at least 10%, 5% of the audience that went to Cedar Point this past weekend will not be returning anytime soon. At least 5 to 10%, maybe more, are like, you know what, I'm fed up with this. I'm done. I guarantee you. So you gotta weigh, short-term benefits with long-term benefits. Yeah, right now we're making a good profit with all these people in the park, but long-term these people might not start coming back, and then what do we do? Like you said, our reputation is going to go down the toilet.
If you remember a while ago when I started, when we talked about after the earnings call where Cedar Point or Cedar Fair said they weren't doing investments and stuff like that. This is exactly what I was afraid. This isn't exactly the outcome, but this is the type of thing that I've been afraid of happening. And
it sucks because Cedar Fair properties, Cedar Fair as a company, I don't think is bad. I think they're just poorly managing their parks right now.
They are. They absolutely are.
And that's unfortunate because they have so much potential. I mean, all their parks are great. All of them. I mean, even King's Dominion, I know we rag on, and it's in recent years has been poorly handled. It's still a good park. Dorney Park's a good park. Cedar Point's a good park. All of these parks are good parks. You just got to get. I don't know what it is. We just got to fix something because there's definitely an issue there, and they're just not handling.
There's something else. There's something else Cedar Point could do that I don't think they've actually really considered. They could actually build some mediocre roller coasters.
Val Raven wants to call. I'm just kidding.
I mean, Val Raven's mediocre in my eyes, but it was a record breaker. And
it kind of is. Val Raven. I like Val Raven, but it's definitely not.
But what I'm talking about is build some roller coasters that you don't even really mention. You just drop some coasters here and there through the park.
Just like it's
But the
easy.
thing is, like things that aren't going to draw crowds in, but will actually eat some of that capacity up. That's something they could do if they're really worried about doing, limited entry, because then at least there's like you're spreading that mass of people around more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's Cedar Point's problem is every time they build a coaster, it's like, oh, this is the best. Like everybody's got to come. They're killing themselves by doing that because they're just drawing too many people in. I mean, Still Vengeance really was probably one of the worst things they built. This is not based on the ride
from
itself.
a business aspect.
You're looking at a ride that everybody wants to ride and has one of the worst capacities in the park.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a terrible idea. I mean, they'd be better off if they left it as Mean Streak because, it ate some capacity up, but it wasn't drawing people in. Like, like there's some of these things they need to look at as like, I don't want them to start neglecting like Michigan's Adventure or something like that, but like add some stuff that isn't going to break records, that isn't going to really draw people in, but is fun, maybe some little gravity group.
Well, what I was thinking also was
with
with this, proposed, people keep talking about, oh, they're going to build a boardwalk area of the park because they have nowhere to go. If they do that, do something like, we even mentioned earlier, Hydrus at Casino Pier. That was exactly what I thought of. I think I even mentioned it to Timmy, which is funny because I forgot the name of it within a couple of days because I mentioned it to Timmy when we were there. If they build the boardwalk section of the park, add like a little Gerstlauer, that would be fun, but that wouldn't be anything insane or something that nobody'd ever done. Everyone there would be like, oh, well, we already got Gatekeeper and Raptor and all those rides are multi-inverting roller coasters and do crazy things, but you'd have a fun little Gerstlauer coaster. I was thinking that might be a good addition. That's not crazy record breaker, but it's still a fun ride, like you said. So they got to figure something out. I mean, we're sitting here thinking of ideas that would probably help, and I don't understand why they're not. But it's not that hard. I don't feel like so. You got to try something because it's affecting your business. It is. You're in the entertainment you're in the business of entertainment, and most of the guests are not being entertained. I can tell you that.
They're not.
They're not amused. Yeah. They're not anything. They're heated, pissed off, upset.
You could almost split Cedar Point into two different parks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, theoretically, yeah.
I mean, and that might be another thing they could do.
Cedar Point North, Cedar Point South.
Yeah, I mean, the Intamin Park, the B&M Park.
Yeah, you could do that.
The old Intamins that we want to get rid of, and the B&Ms that they're going to keep.
And then maybe they could somehow drill into the island and just like split it into two, and you'll have like the island, and then like you'll have the peninsula still with the B&Ms, the B&M Peninsula and the Intamin Island.
I mean, you could just do Frontierland as its own
separately ticketed.
Yeah.
Area.
Add Gemini to that area.
Yeah. I don't know, Bob. I don't
know. They need to do something though.
Try something. It's not
and they have
rocket science here. This is
they have to figure it out quick.
This policy, guys, this policy was not it. That was not your way of figuring it out. It actually created a lot more of a dilemma than I think you were expecting. I mean, it wasn't just me. I saw many people tweeting and talking about this. So, yeah. All right, I'm glad we're getting to this. I think we've hit the nail on the head with Cedar Point. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to bring up. Let me think. I really enjoyed Maverick again. I was really Oh, Magnum. I do want to talk about Magnum. I like Magnum better. It's still not excellent, but I like it a lot better for sure. It's definitely a ride that I, rewriting it, really enjoyed and thought it was good. It's not my favorite roller. It's not. I mean, a lot of people talk about it's like one of the best coasters there. I don't think it's, in my top 5 rides there, maybe. It might be, barely, but nothing crazy like that, but I liked it a lot more this time.
It's better than all the B&Ms.
No. Raptor was kick-ass, man. Raptor, whew. I did not remember Raptor being that good. It was intense. It was probably one of my favorite inverts now, so I would not agree with that. Maybe the other ones. I really like Gatekeeper 2 a lot, but that's just I don't know why I like that a lot, but I like it a lot. But yeah, Magnum might be better than the others, but nah, we didn't get to ride Ruger. Ruger was actually closed, but to be honest, that didn't affect my experience there at all. I mean, I was kind of upset a little bit. I was like, yeah, I would ride it, but I rode everything else. So I was good. I didn't really care that much.
Bring back Mantis.
No. We actually there was somebody who was like, yeah, Mantis sucked. I'm so glad they got Ruger on. I'm like, oh boy. Bob would not be glad about that statement right there.
No.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else I wanted to talk about. Let me think. Cedar Point. I got some merch there. I still love their merchandise. Cedar Fair has some of the best merchandise, I think. Still, I know you're quick to bring up Knoebels, but I don't know. Cedar Fair to me might be the best at merch. Knoebels is good in terms of the pricing of the merch, and they do have a good variety. But I think Cedar Fair has that variety as well. It's just their prices are a little bit more expensive. I don't know. I got some good shirts. I really enjoy them. Yeah.
They do have good merch. I would still put it behind Knoebels, but I mean they're a very close second, I think, in my eyes.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I mean, I think I'd put Cedar Fair in front, but they're close. They're right they're right there. They're side by
Except
side.
maybe some select Kings Island selections.
Yeah, the Vortex Supreme shirt. So actually, I do want to bring that was funny. We were talking before the show even started. We were talking about Kings Island, and we went on the merch e-commerce site that they have, and we were looking through some of the. First of all, the photo that they have on the front page is terrible. It's like one of the most low resolution photos of all time.
I would know. I don't know that I'd go that far, but it's pretty pathetic.
Okay, let's say that the most unironic.
I mean, people have taken
a low
pictures on
resolution photo.
Photoshop, so.
Well, the most unironic, like those ones, I feel like sometimes are taken as a joke, and people understand that they're bad quality. I think Kings Island put that photo up with the intention of it to look good and to be marketable. And look at our store, look at our ride, Diamond, like with good intentions. It's one of the worst photos ever taken. Because it was definitely put up there as like yes, look at this great photo. And then it's like, you look at it and it's like, who okayed this? But we actually ended up scrolling down on the site, and Bob found they're doing like a Supreme knockoff t-shirt. I don't know, the older individuals in the audience might not understand this, but Supreme's like a brand that a lot of teenagers are wearing. It's like a skater brand. It's Supreme. Everyone wears it. It's like a red box with the italicized word Supreme in it. And Kings Island tried to do a knockoff of it, but it looks like they didn't
even use the same font.
They didn't even use the same font, and they didn't italicize it. Even if they didn't use the same font, they didn't even italicize it. It's just like bold letters that say Vortex and Banshee and whatever in the and it's so poorly done.
Right.
That was pretty funny though.
Now, here's a rabbit trail that we have to go on now.
Oh boy.
What is this Supreme stuff? Like, do they sell something, or is it literally they just sell t-shirts?
So I'm not too well versed in it. It's a brand. I mean, I know it's like a designer brand kind of. It's a skateboarding brand. Like skaters buy this brand. It's mainly, but it's become like a trend now to wear them. All right, so here's the actual description. Supreme is an American skateboarding lifestyle brand established in New York City in 1994. The brand is targeted at skateboarding and hip-hop culture and youth culture in general. So the brand produces clothes and accessories and also manufactures skateboards. So they do some skateboarding, but it's mainly clothes and accessories that they do. That's like their main thing.
Okay. But this is just like a logo tee. Okay. So it's not like they're just making these t-shirts. They actually do make other stuff. And
they do, but I would say their most popular product is that t-shirt. And anything
what is wrong with people?
Anything with that logo is the most popular. It's just a popular logo. It's the same thing. I don't know if you know like Thrasher. If you see like those Thrasher t-shirts out at a lot of people wear those to theme parks now, I see.
No.
Thrasher's another like huge brand. I think they're a skateboarding brand too, actually. I think it's the same thing with you haven't seen Thrasher t-shirts around the parks?
I mean, I may have seen them.
Like here, let me shoot. I know this isn't coming through well. Like the fiery logo. I mean, it's really. I'm telling you, if you go to Hershey Park this weekend, I'm sure you'll find at least one person there with this on. At least one. Here's a better. This is the more common one actually. Looks kind of like, it always reminds me of like El Toro's logo, but it's. I mean, it's a skateboarding brand. I mean, I mean, people wear these things all the time. But yeah, those two brands are pretty common. So it's funny that Kings Island tried to rip off Supreme and did an awful job at it.
I wonder how many they're actually selling. That would be a telling. I don't know. I wonder. I mean, they sold shirts with misspelled words, so who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe buying it just for the lulz.
Maybe. All right. Well, I can't think of anything else. Cedar Point. I think that's it. I think we got that covered. It was a good trip. Again, I had a good time, but I know majority of the park didn't. And that's not cool. So
I think that's another thing that I should bring up is like I think people were really, really upset with the way they handled things. I saw somebody say that like guest services at the end of the day had like a 45-minute line, which that's not a good sign.
I know that they. I can't remember. I think it was Hyde maybe that like got in a discussion with them and they like responded to him and he was like, "That's just a terrible response." Just their entire.
No. Hyde was talking about there was an article posted. A local news outlet did an article.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Tony Clark was quoted in that saying something that was like completely against, like the complete opposite of what they were saying before. They just kind of like weren't real like. I don't know. They just weren't. They just seemed to be like.
They said
beating
it's a
around.
beautiful first weekend for Cedar Point, and everything at the park is understandably popular as our guests are anxious to return to a sense of normalcy. So they're blaming the guests. kind
So
of.
it's like, oh, the problem is we're just so good.
Yeah. And you guys are just, all you guys are here.
So good. Like,
all you guys want to come to our park for some reason. Like, yeah. They're blaming the guests. That's not cool.
coming. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's just like. But the other thing is they. I think this was what Hyde mentioned. I think somewhere in his thread. He said, was it their earnings call that they said that they were. Or maybe it was Tony Clark said somewhere.
No.
that
Yeah,
they
you're right.
are-
You're sufficient.
were
They're
at-
sufficiently staffed.
Yeah, they're sufficiently staffed, and
Yep.
it was apparently clear this weekend that
They are
they
not.
were not.
It's obviously, Hyde mentioned we talked to each other like privately, and he was like, well, Cedar Point said Cedar Fair said they're sufficiently they have a good labor force, a good workforce in their earnings call, and I'm like, well, it's not uncommon for companies to stretch the truth a little bit because they totally are not. They're at 15% of their labor force. The supervisor directly told me that, and I don't think a supervisor would not just make up a number. That is, I mean, if this was just some low-level employee, I'd be like, sure. But this was an official, like, somewhat higher up in a leadership position telling me this. So I just, yeah, I think the company was just exaggerating and trying to cover up the fact that they are not at all okay to be having a full park
Yeah.
of guests.
Yeah,
So,
they're not.
yeah.
They're not ready for this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I
And-
do want to get to this weekly poll because it's kind of comical, Bob. It's pretty comical.
As I expected it to be.
We asked you all what are the best food choices at Six Flags parks, right? And we pretty much, and I'm gonna say pretty much because we did get one or two, got no responses. No responses. Let me see how many people saw this post. Over 150 people saw this post, and one person responded. And the response was, I'm not going to lie, I've been sitting here for quite some time and I can't think of anything. This is the most difficult poll to date. That's the only response we got. The only thing we got. That's it. That's the poll, guys. That's it. Next week's weekly poll is so not one person could think I swear people looked at this poll and went, you know what? Screw it. I can't think of anything at the moment. It's too hard. I'm skipping it and going to the next thing. Whatever. And that just amused me. I kept watching the numbers tick up, and I'm like, nobody was responding. Are we just going to get no responses? And then somebody responded with that. And I'm like, well, that's virtually no response. So,
I mean, it's kind of what I expected, but not in the way that I expected.
yeah, I thought it were just
expected
people going,
to, like,
nothing. I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Chopsticks, something. I mean, people were literally looking at this poll and going, nope, screw it. I can't. I'm next. Yeah, that's pretty great.
that is awesome.
That might be one of the best weekly polls we've had because it answers the question pretty well. The next week's
The
weekly
lack
poll
of
will probably get
response
some more
speaks volumes.
responses. The next week's weekly poll probably will. You thought of this one, and it's a pretty good one. What coasters have the best lighting package? So we've seen like KCL Lighting and some other firms do other things, but yeah, let's see what people say. What coaster in particular has the best lighting package? Because there are some great ones out there for sure.
Yep. And if anybody says like Grizzly or something,
That might be the worst one. I really wish they would just turn the
Although-
lights off on that thing.
that's true. What is it? Phoenix. That's a good. That's. Oh no,
Yeah.
there actually are lights on Phoenix.
Are you talking about rides that aren't lit up now?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a Woody's that don't have any
Voyage doesn't have any lights
lights.
until
Yeah.
you get back into the area that's lit up around the park. But if you're back in the woods, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The Beast. That's why the Beast is so great. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, not those. What do you think is actually
Yeah,
legit?
don't give us
best
those.
lighting?
No. All right. So that
real,
again.
real light.
Yeah. What coaster has the best lighting package? There's a lot to choose from. A lot of good ones out there. I already have them in mind, a couple that we'll get, but I'm curious to see if we'll get anything else. And you can answer that by going to coastertalkpodcast.com/poll, or you can follow us on social media at Coaster Talk Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll also post the poll to there for anybody that wants to answer there. But you can also see updates of the parks we're at, our takes on industry news before the podcast drops, and other great things we'll post to our social medias as well. So you can also follow us there for those things. YouTube, Coaster Talk Podcast. That's 3 separate words there. And you can subscribe to the channel. I have content going out. I'm trying to get it out. Cedar Point opening day footage. I got some good shots up there. I still have some Florida content. So if that interests you at all, that's where you can find it. CoasterTalkPodcast.com/contact is where you can reach us with any comments, questions, or concerns. You can also do that by emailing Bob at CoasterTalkPodcast.com or James at CoasterTalkPodcast.com. And then lastly, if you want to support the show, we really appreciate anybody going to CoasterTalkPodcast.com/shop and purchasing any of our merchandise. We have some good selections. We're not Cedar Fair or Knoebels, but we do have some good selections there that you can purchase and support the show by wearing our stuff around the parks. We really appreciate that representation at the parks. All right, that does it for this week's episode of Coaster Talk Podcast. It was a good one. And Bob, you're the second youngest or second oldest coaster host of all time, so that's exciting.
Or well, third. It depends on how you look at it. 'Cause
We're the
if you
second
count-
oldest.
If you count
Podcast.
Coaster Radio as one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
well,
know.
That's not, you can't word it that way.
Yeah. If EB and
The
Mike are one
bottom line
entity,
is I'm
they're one
old.
entity. I'm
The
just kidding.
bottom line is I'm old. I'm old.
You're old
okay?
and I'm
That's
young.
what I'm saying.
We have a record. We're Cedar Point now. We hold that record. So yeah, we'll see you on next week's show. I don't know what I was talking about right there, but it's kind of cool.
all good.
What?
I said all good.
In the neighborhood? I wanted to end it a little bit more than just. I always end it like, all right, bye. So I'm like, let me just talk about your age again, you old fart. I'm just kidding.
Yep, that's exactly what you did. You just said, "Hey Bob, let's just remind you that you're really old."
You're halfway through your life.
Oh. I feel like I'm hitting my midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I said. Did I say KLC?
KCL. Huh? What?
Oh, I thought you put that as like correcting me. I think I
No,
said
that was
KCL.
part of the conversation.
Okay.
We were talking about Monster, and I was just saying I love KCL.
Yeah, Hang Time has one. That's what I was thinking of, and that's what I had in mind when I said I have a few in mind. I was thinking Hang Time was going to get it mentioned quite a few times. Those chase lights are excellent, and then Monster at Adventureland.
I think Monster takes it a little bit. I don't know. I've only seen videos of both, but
I think Hang Time's actually better. I don't know, but now we have to argue about that.
oh, we will. You've seen what?
I've seen Hubba. Do you want to stay live for a little bit, or do you want to? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go grab some food.
sure. Yeah, do it.
All right.
Let's do it. We can stay live. Why not? That's like Kafefi. It took you long enough to realize what we were talking about. What would what would autocorrect even make from that? HBGEMMM. I mean, I wouldn't even know what to. I'm sure autocorrect would come up with something. Autocorrect banned you. I hate I hate when like autocorrect actually like tries to start learning what you're trying to say and it like it I don't know. Like I get some really weird stuff that comes just because it's trying to predict and I would just rather it just leave me alone. Just like think of like
You're gonna get to hear my eating.
it's like a filter bubble for typing. What was that?
Cause you're gonna get to hear my eating.
Yay. I might stutter a little bit while Nightquest is running here.
Is that a condition you have?
Huh?
Do you start stuttering when a software program's running?
No. Nyquist just consumes a lot of resources.
So start buffering. Okay.
The Coaster Talk podcast ASMR.
Yep. I mean, I said I was gonna be eating. I'm sitting like pretty far away from my mic too.
I don't hear it that bad.
Maybe he was just saying because I said you're gonna hear my eating. Maybe he was just responding to that.
Could be. Usually it's a lot worse. Usually it sounds like rape in my ear.
I'm raping your ear or grating?
You're right in my ear.
Oh God, I did not think that's what you said. I was like, dang, all right. That's pretty bad. Every 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm actually getting hungry now too. I had Roy Rogers. There's never enough mashed potatoes that come with a Roy Rogers meal. They're so good. They put crack in their gravy. They have to.
I know you're gonna think this is ludicrous, but I've never eaten at Roy Rogers. I don't know if there's any Roy Rogers near me.
Steak and Louvre? I knew what you meant.
Yeah, there's no Roy. All the Roy Rogers are like Northern Virginia.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because there's not like I don't know. It's so good.
There's a shit ton of them in North Virginia, but in my area, there's like zip zero nada.
I've always wanted to go to Quaker Steak and Lube, but
There's
I've
one
never
at
actually
Cedar
got
Point.
there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually owned by Cedar Point.
yeah, I know. Me, Timmy, and my mom were about to go one night, but we decided not to.
There was one in Monroeville. I don't know if it's still there, but like
All right, guys,
I always wanted
ASMR.
to go
Now it's
to
time for the banana. A little bit more
Banana.
chewy.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Please tell me you know what that is.
I do.
Okay.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah, I like Bob Evans.
Guess where me and Timmy and my mom ate on the way from Cedar Point home? Bob Evans. Bob Evans is just Cracker Barrel. It really is. Just like a.
No, it's not.
It literally is.
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 No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Timmy walked in. He'd never been to one before, and I told him that, and he was like, "Oh my God, James, this literally is Cracker Barrel." I mean, the one we went into even had like a store at the front of the.
Yeah, you were. Did you go to the Breezewood one?
Yeah,
Okay, that explains it because that one actually used to be a Cracker Barrel.
I've been to one near my house too that I think is like Cracker Barrel too. I used to eat at Bob Evans a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. It's not. It's not Cracker Barrel. They're completely different.
It reminds me a lot of Cracker Barrel. The food's very similar. It's like Southern style food.
It's not Southern.
It is.
It's farm. It's farm. That's not
Farm,
Southern.
Farm, Southern, whatever. Rural.
There's
It's
a
from
big
Ohio,
difference.
but
Exactly.
I've been to the original. It's just, all right. That wasn't a good word choice. Yeah, Southern, but country, whatever.
But I mean, Cracker Barrel is Southern.
Yeah.
Bob Evans isn't.
All right. I don't want to talk about Bob Evans. It is to me. It's very similar.
Breezeway. You really are not good with autocorrect.
I don't know what to say.
I don't drive Pennsylvania. Well, actually, going to Cedar Point, I take the turnpike, but from my parents. But
I don't mind
between
the turnpike.
Pittsburgh, huh?
I don't mind the turnpike.
From Pittsburgh to Breezewood, I never take the turnpike because it's just as fast to go 22 and 99, and it doesn't cost like $5 million in tolls.
That's the only issue with the turnpike is the tolls, yeah.
And Pennsylvania's getting bad. All tolls are getting bad. It's ridiculous. Like, tax dollars go to fixing roads, but like this road has to specifically get extra money. And it's even it's even shittier. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Is it really $37? Wouldn't surprise me. That's how I go. You could also take US 30 to like Greensburg up through, into like Irwin and that way, but 22 is like mostly 4-lane, and 99's just beautiful. Nobody ever like there's never anybody on 99 either, which makes it even better. I remember I owe it for years. I would fight with my dad. He's like, "That you're going so far out of the way, going to Altoona to go down that way." And it was, I think it was last year actually. We were driving up from the Outer Banks, and I usually go up with them to Pennsylvania instead of just going straight home. And we got to, like, I think we stopped at Breezewood. And I told my dad, like, we ate there, and I told my dad, I said, I'm not taking the turnpike. And he's like, well, we are. I'm like, okay, well, I'll meet you. Like, I'll see you at home. And we literally pulled in at exactly the same time. And he paid like all that money in tolls, and like I didn't pay any.
Hey, I got a. One second.
Mike, you could probably go to Lakemont Park on Memorial Day weekend. You might be okay there.
Yeah, Daniel had a good time, and the past
Yeah.
weekend.
I love Leap the Dips and Skyliner. So good.
All right, I got it. Pen it. Look.
I almost bought that,
Did you?
but then I didn't.
I like this a lot. I like that.
I need to like.
Well,
I really need to hang stuff up here.
you said what?
I need to hang stuff up here.
You do.
When's King's Dominion coming out with a volcano poster?
Gotta ask Made to Thrills or somebody to do it.
I wish I'd love it if Block Breaks would draw one. Like I would love to have her draw a volcano. Like that would be front and center if I ever like she's so amazing with colored pencil.
Yeah, I like her work a lot.
That's actually I mean I'm sure it sounds funny, but Mike, do you know her personally?
Yeah, he does. I mean, I don't know how personally, but I mean, he knows you're on a pretty good basis. They're friends.
Could you ask her if she would be interested in doing Volcano, and I would pay her to do it.
I've talked to her
Just let me
quite a
know
few
what
times
she
on
wants
Instagram.
and-
If I could reach out to her. I mean, I talk with her sometimes. All right, well, Mike can do it.
Yeah, let me know. Tell her tell her to shoot me an email if she's interested. Like I'll absolutely pay her for her time or like whatever she wants. I just like I need something Volcano. Like that's the problem I have is like I have a bunch of stuff to hang up here, but like I want everything to be kind of situated and not like adding stuff later. And I feel like I can't hang anything up until I have something that represents volcano. Like I just have to have something that represents volcano. I have to. So that's
I have
what's
my
like.
volcano mug here, so I have it.
No, I need like, but like, oh my god, I would love to have like the colored pencil drawings that she does. I would love to have a volcano.
I also have it. It's on my. I have it up here. Where is it at? 1998. Right here. It's on my poster.
Yeah, but see, you don't see it there. Like you will know. Like it will. I
Mine's
need
more
something
important
that's
though. Mine was
volcano.
for the 40th anniversary. In the park. Before they tore it down. I don't know if I have anything
Awesome,
else.
thanks,
volcano.
Mike. I have what do I have?
I would buy the Volcano Coaster Dynamics, but it's just I think it's not very attractive.
Oh, I actually do have that. I haven't put it together yet, but
I'm not a big fan of it.
I have my Vortex.
I thought you said you put that one together.
I bought two. I put the one together for my niece.
Oh, okay. I was about to say a while back you gave me crap because you were like, it's so easy. It's not easy to do it. I put the Vortex one together, and you didn't. I was going to say, did you not even put it together? He lied. Yeah, I don't think the volcano looks good.
I still need to find a way to hang this up. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Shelves.
Yeah, but I don't like. I need command adhesive shelves, and I haven't like. I don't know. I need to find. There's all the command adhesive shelves that I found are like not big enough to hold the base.
You're getting a tattoo, Mike? A Voyage tattoo? That's some commitment right there to that ride.
That's awesome.
If I like tattoos, I might get one. But I don't like tattoos. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a tattoo.
No.
Especially because like with Ehlers-Danlos and like cartilage and stuff, like my skin will like stretch and like it probably wouldn't look very good long.
I just don't think I don't like them. I don't like.
I'm not. I mean, there's that too, but like
Yeah, that's just me. Like if I
hopping at it, it's
liked it,
like-
I would like something to show my love of Voyage, but I don't. Not a personal fan.
If I was gonna do it though, I probably would actually get a volcano one.
I'm not shocked. And then maybe you could get like kangaroo on your forehead or something.
No, I won't. No, I mean, kangaroo is just a dumb move by Kennywood. I think it's
I know,
stupid and it
I know.
sucks. It's horrible, but it's not like my life isn't shattered like the removal of volcano. Like it just volcano is just such a big part of me. It really was. Like that was just. Mechanical engineering.
How did you go from? Yeah,
and
that seems like a
build
big leap.
coasters? I mean,
Oh,
I'm a computer tech and I went to school for psychology.
no, but I mean, that seems like a big jump in majors. So like, graphic design, illustration to engineering. I'm not saying. I mean, you do you. That's awesome. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm saying it's just kind of a big jump.
It's so funny. I was like so fed up with computers. I was just done with it. That's why I went back to that's why I went to school for psychology and then like I did a year of psychology and then next thing you know I was working in data centers. But that data centers is so much better than what I was doing before.
So, Mike, do you
You know
actually
why?
Sorry, what?
Because I don't have to deal with Windows now. And I don't have to deal with end users either.
Mike, you actually said that so you're an engineer, but do you actually work in the field of engineering right now, or what do you do? You're great at math.
You could go work at King's Dominion and draw portraits.
Could be a caricature artist.
Yeah.
You could draw Bob crying, and then you could put volcano in the background.
Yeah. That would sum it up.
What kind of are you good at? Like, are we talking like advanced math? Like, I'm sure if you're an engineer, calculus, trigonometry. 'Cause I might need a tutor. I'm just kidding. No. Ah, damn, my contact.
I was okay at math. Like I've never been good at basic math, but like algebra I was good at, and then statistics. Oh my God. I think it was like my first class. My head imploded. The only statistics I learned was that I statistically couldn't pass the class. And the professor's like, well, you should try this and this. I said, you just told me that I can't pass the class. He said, well, yeah, but I said, no, I'm not coming back to class. Like, this is the last you're going to see me. And I never went back to that class. I'm like, why?
That was
I'm not going to
statistics, you
pass
said?
it. Statistics, yeah. Oh my God. I couldn't, like, I don't even know, like, the words can't describe how confused I was in that class. Like, there's no way to explain how horrible.
I feel like as a computer technician, you'd be somewhat good at math. And you
I
always talk about
was
how
with
bad you
like
are.
algebra and stuff.
Yeah. Were you good at trigonometry and
I never really took trig.
calculus?
I don't know that I took calc. I don't know. I don't like. I could usually figure stuff out. I just couldn't execute the basic math. That was always my biggest problem with math.
I got you.
I'm
Right
still
now, I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm learning about partial decomposition of fractions right now. Was that easy to you? That's not hard for me. But that's what we're doing right now. I know that's kind of something I'm going to be doing in calculus next year. So we're talking about it in trig right now.
The other funny thing about college was I took Spanish 1 and then Spanish 2, and I passed them both. I never spoke a word of Spanish. I don't know anything about Spanish. I don't know how I passed those classes at all. Like, I just have no idea.
Did you cheat?
No.
How did you pass if you didn't?
I have no idea. I don't know.
No, but,
Really,
like,
seriously,
what did you-
don't know.
Like when they asked you to do something in Spanish or like write something or whatever, what did you do?
I really don't know. Like I'm trying to think back, and I'm like, I don't know. I never really spoke Spanish in class. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I have no idea how I got through that. Two, like the second level of Spanish. Still, like
I'm in
don't know how
Spanish
to-
3, and I don't know if I could speak that great Spanish to you. I mean, I can't speak it, but it's very, very poor.
But I know I didn't cheat. Like I think the professor was just so easy. Like he just did. Like I mean, he was really fun.
That's
He was
funny.
a really
Geometry
good
for me
guy.
was pretty easy. All the way up to Algebra 2 is where it got difficult. This year, actually, I think it's easier. Algebra 2 was the most difficult for me. It wasn't really difficult. It was just like I couldn't grasp some of the things, and I don't know why. But now that I'm in trigonometry, I mean, I'm doing well again. I don't know. So it's not like it. Oh,
Geometry, yeah, I wasn't bad at geometry. And word problems I could figure out too. I could usually figure that out.
basic vocabulary. Are you talking about math vocabulary or just grammatically? Like,
For Spanish.
okay, okay.
The only thing I know is ventana is window, and I don't know why I remember that. Like I,
Remember what sacapuntos is? I always remember that one. It's a pencil
don't.
sharpener. It sounds like such a funny word. Sacapuntos. It sounds like a cuss word or something. Lapis. You
I know
remember
the-
lapis?
no.
That's pencil.
I know the hola, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, y tú? Me llama Bob. Roberto.
I said I'm good. How are you? And you said my name is Bob.
Well, no,
You're a freak.
I was just continuing on. I wasn't really responding to you.
Yeah. I was about to say that really showcased your Spanish.
I mean, it's not far off.
Hey, how are you?
I took it
My
in
name
high
is
school.
James.
I passed it in high school too. I don't know. I don't understand. Like,
What are you? Yeah, what were you guys doing?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm learning like subjunctive verbs now, like the tense of verbs. We just learned like indicative, like commands, two commands, usted commands.
I mean, I may have learned those.
You definitely did, probably. I'm just saying, like that's what we're learning about right now. Yeah. I mean, we have vocab as well that we're supposed to learn. Like every quarter, we have a new sheet of vocab that we're supposed to learn. I definitely haven't remembered more than half of that. I'm good at like if I can see a word, I can maybe recognize it, but I'm not good at speaking it really. Nor am I very good at just being able to write it. But if I see multiple choice or matching or something, and I can like see what the word written out, I can go, oh, that's lugar, that's this or that's this.
I forgot. I got a box today, and I don't know what it is.
Oh God, that's
We're having an unboxing here.
It's like a bomb.
I mean, no. I've ordered a couple different things, so
You open up, it's like
It's-
tick 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 tick.
oh, this might be my new dash cam.
Your new dash cam. Oh, are you gonna go to Kentucky Kingdom with us Friday? You never answered that question.
Me? I
See,
don't know. It is my new dash cam. Oh.
muy bien, muy bien.
Muy bien, muy bien. So I realized that my current dash cam, which is like I think now 7 years old, still works fine.
Mhm.
But I think the capacitor that like when I turn my car off, it doesn't save the last video to the card correctly. And I think like the power's draining from the capacitor too fast. So it's like it still technically works, but
So, te gusta nuevo camera?
I have no idea what you're saying.
I said, do you like your new camera?
I'm sure I do. Sure I will.
See, I can do some things.
GPS.
That's pretty basic.
It has enhanced.
Hey,
night
Mike will be
vision.
there, Bob. So you gotta go because I know we're not enough to get you to go. But now that he's going, you'll go, right?
I don't know, maybe.
He'll be there, Mike. He'll be there.
So what do you guys? Wait,
Damn, my eye hurts.
you're just flying in Friday morning, huh?
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'd have to get a hotel. Where? All right. Let me.
Here we go. We're playing at Hollywood Nights, guys. Plan it with
Let me
us.
investigate
Mike, you can plan it with us. We're gonna go back
where-
Sunday as well, but
You're flying.
Possibly.
You're flying into
Louisville.
Louisville, right?
Correct.
All right. So the first question is, does Spirit fly to Louisville? I don't think it does.
I don't
does
think it does. Yeah, I mean, come on. Southwest is pretty good too. We got some pretty cheap flights Southwest, but it might be more now that it's like 2 weeks from the flight.
Priceline. Flights.
I'd be shocked to see Bob fly. You've never flown with me. I know. In the years that I've known you.
Louisville, Kentucky. Well, let's see. That would be.
Where would you be flying out of? Pittsburgh?
I don't know. That would be the. I mean, wherever would be cheaper. Pittsburgh or Dallas.
Not Reagan.
I guess maybe Reagan. All right, so it would be.
What about BWI? Are you willing to go that far or no?
I don't know.
That's where we're flying out of, but
If I go to Pittsburgh, I won't have to pay for parking.
why? You'd have your family drop you off?
Yeah, my dad would just take me.
I'm looking for Pittsburgh right now. You look somewhere else, I'll look Pittsburgh. Or I can look somewhere else if you want to look Pittsburgh. That way we can...
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Dulles first.
All right, I'll look at Pittsburgh then. So you'd be flying out that Friday morning or Thursday night? What would you want to do
Friday
Friday?
morning.
All right, Friday.
Why
And you'd be flying back Sunday or Monday? Or what, do you want to do...
you?
Would you do one way or oh my god.
Sorry.
One way or would you be I know you said you might want to do Indiana Beach, so how would you do? How would you do that? Would you be doing just
I mean, with not being Spirit, good Lord, that's expensive.
there's no flights from Pittsburgh on those days to Louisville. It seems very unlikely. Or maybe they're just all booked up, I don't know. Am I doing something wrong here? I'm on Priceline.
368.
Yeah, that's a hefty price. I'm not seeing anything.
All right, let me check DCA.
I think I'm doing something wrong here. I don't know what's going on with Priceline. I'm not. It keeps saying there's no flights anywhere.
Yeah, 347 from DCA. With a layover in Philly. God, no. 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 I don't ever want to go to that airport ever again in my life.
What's wrong with Philly?
Oh my God, it's horrible.
So you said one way would be okay, or no?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to come back.
Yeah, but you said you might want to do Indiana Beach. If you did that, it would be stupid to go back all the way down to Louisville because that'd be like 4 hours away. You'd want to go to
Well, no, I mean, if I fly, I'm not gonna do Indiana Beach.
All right, then I'll do round trip.
Because then I'd have to rent a car.
I mean, I swear, I don't know if I'm losing it or what. Is there no flights?
You
said what?
There's no.
I'm just gonna go Southwest because this isn't working.
There's just no way.
We got some pretty cheap flights. I think the flights ended up being like $160 each for us round trip or something.
It is cheaper to fly from Pittsburgh. It's $293 round trip, but oh, that's late. That wouldn't work. Here's a 6-8. 6 a.m., but I got to go to LaGuardia and Charlotte.
Hey,
That's
ho,
not
ho,
bad.
ho, ho.
Who
Oh,
you
that,
calling?
that, dang. That's a good price, but you wouldn't be getting there till late. Ah, there's a 157 round trip, or that's one way, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, flying's not happening. I'm driving. No, I'm probably not going to Kentucky Kingdom.
Because you waited
Unless,
to the last minute. We got some cheap flights a couple of months ago when we booked.
yeah, but a couple months ago, I wouldn't know that I'd be able to do that
Why?
because work.
You're a freak. You would have to take off Friday anyway, Bob. Now you have to take off an extra day anyway.
No,
Yeah, you have to take off Thursday.
why?
What? You said you had to drive. Oh, you're just gonna drive all the way there Friday now.
I could.
That's like a 10-hour drive though.
Yeah,
In one day, you'd have to get up really early.
yeah.
I don't see you getting there on time.
Never get anywhere going on time.
If you flew,
Why
you'd
would you
have to.
expect
You'd be
anything
forced
different
to
for
because you'd
this?
be with us. Daniel's getting a rental car for us. We could all buddy up and go together. That'd be fun, but you're gonna ruin it.
Maybe I could get a hotel Thursday night.
Yay!
So, Cam,
Trying to see
if
where
you
Beach
want,
Bend
you
is.
could ride with me.
How would he get up there to you though?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know where. I mean, well, no, I mean, from Northern Virginia, it was not because I picked Pam up when we went before. It wasn't.
You picked her up at my house though. If you want to drive up to my house, if you can find a ride and Bob will meet you here.
Oh yeah, I didn't know he was. Where's he at? Oh, he's down
He's
by
in,
Pam.
he's at by Ham, yeah.
Oh damn!
What?
It's only 8.5 hours from here.
Is it?
Yeah.
To Kentucky Kingdom or to Holiday World?
To Louisville.
So Kentucky Kingdom, all right.
Oh yeah, that's straight. I'd be going straight to Holiday World.
Unless you spend the night, like you said.
Yeah.
That's about 9.5, I think. Yeah.
Santa Claus is 9.5. Yep. My destination is in a different time zone. Yep. All aware of that. Does that 9 hours include the time difference?
What? 9 hours includes the time difference. What? No, that's just your raw time. That's just like the raw time that you. There's BWI. That's where I'm flying out of.
So then where... Huh. Where's Indiana Beach?
It's in upper state Indiana.
No, oh, like what's the town?
Um. Ah. The town? I don't know if it's in a. I think it's like. Oh, I remember. It's like Monticello or something. It's like. It has to do with.
Monticello, that's it.
Yeah, it has to, I knew because I knew Thomas Jefferson was born. That's his house. I remember that.
So it's 9.5 hours from Monticello to Martinsburg.
But it's like a 4-hour drive to Holiday World from there. Like Holiday World to there, I believe. Yeah.
Well, that's dumb. How many nights do we have at um at Lake Rudolph?
It's Friday night and Saturday night. Why?
I'm just thinking.
Are you seriously considering doing Indiana Beach still?
Yeah.
You're a freak.
Mike's trying to pile on here. I know I want to go to Beach Bend, but I really want to go to Indiana Beach.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna.
we're all gonna do Beach Bend.
If I don't do Indiana Beach after Holiday World, I'm not gonna get there this year. I just don't see it happening.
Why do you need to get there this year necessarily? I mean, I don't even know if half those new rides are opening up aren't even going to be open yet. I mean, I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything to you, but if you go next year, all those will be open, like Chimera and the shuttle coaster.
I don't know. I wonder if the shuttle coaster is gonna. I bet you the shuttle coaster goes to Fantasy Island or Clementon. I bet Fantasy Island.
Maybe, but either way. You're not gonna do Hollywood Nights in the morning? You're not. Oh, I guess you're not. I'm doing the Coasting for Kids event that Saturday, so I'm not gonna miss out on that Saturday morning. And they have like the tours and stuff in the morning and in the afternoon a little bit, so.
How long Beach Bend's gonna take?
Like an hour. We plan on doing Kentucky Kingdom after. On Sunday as well. Like we're gonna do Beach Bend for an hour, and then probably just head to Kentucky Kingdom.
Hey Mike, where are you staying?
Are you gonna ask to stay with Mike?
No.
I'm just kidding. Do you mind if I book room with you?
Oh no, I was thinking if he's gonna go to Beach Bend, maybe I'll ride with him if he's staying close.
And you're gonna go Saturday morning?
Yeah, maybe. So it's only gonna take an hour.
You're a freak. I don't know. Every moment that I could be at Holiday World, I want to be there. That's my kind of stance.
I mean, that would get me the credits at Beach Bend, and then Sunday I could go up to Indiana Beach.
But you wouldn't be there with the coaster fam.
The what?
You wouldn't be at Indiana Beach with Beach Bend with the coaster fam.
I know, but
I don't care.
wait a minute. So you're saying you're going to Kentucky Kingdom twice?
Yeah. I'm gonna be. I'm flying out of Louisville. Kentucky Kingdom's right across from the airport. So there's no reason not to.
What time does the Friday night stuff start at?
That's why I was trying to look at the itinerary. I don't know. Mike, you apparently you have some information about this. What do you know? When the hell is the itinerary coming out for this too? They haven't posted to the website yet. 5 p.m. How do you know this? Are you in talks with the cooks or something or what?
Mike knows all.
Posting it Monday.
How do you know so much shit? Oh, so I would only have to leave it. I'd have to leave at 7:30 in the morning. That's not horrible.
Pam.
So to get there at 5 p.m., I'd have to leave at 7:30.
Is that 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Central Time? You got
It's
that
whatever Google's telling me.
what?
But Google's figuring in like
No, I think Google just tells you the raw time, like
shit.
in terms of distance.
I told it arrive by 5 p.m. Friday, June 4th. So it said leave around 7:30 a.m.
But arrive by what? You flaker. I'm just kidding. Good night, Cam.
See you, Cam. So, Mike, if you're are you planning on just shooting down to Beach Bend for an hour and then coming back to Holiday World? Would mind having somebody to tag along? Or you tag along with me or something?
This is what Daniel was planning on doing, and then we
What?
talked him out of it. Going Saturday during the day, and then coming back to going to Beach Bend, and we talked him out of it.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, I guess we could do it, but we'd still be going to Kentucky Kingdom on Sunday. Indiana Beach, it's a bad decision, I think, on such a short weekend for me with school. I can't make it.
I'm not saying it makes sense for you. I'll just sit on the roof. No, it's all good.
God dang it! Can I pick up this cap?
So then, if I go, I don't know. That's still a long. I would have to get a hotel Sunday night.
Just go next year. We're gonna go back next year. Hollywood Nights is an annual thing. We do this every year. Next year, I will probably be going because it's be senior year, and senior year for me I'll be doing like nothing the last couple weeks of school, and I'll probably want to go to Indiana Beach, and then we could all plan it out and maybe try to go. Maybe we could fly to Indianapolis and go instead of flying into Louisville. And you could plan it out that you could actually fly in as well, because you would be planning it. We could plan it ahead instead of just planning it 2 weeks before.
Oh, that's actually a thought. Does Spirit fly to Indianapolis?
Then Friday you do it, right?
No, I might do it Thursday.
Then drive down to Louisville Friday?
Yeah.
You're going to be driving across the whole Midwest.
Oh, they do.
Would you go to beach with us on Sunday then?
What's that?
Would you go to Beach Bend with us on Sunday then?
Maybe.
You're a freak.
What's going on here? What?
Bob, I gotta go.
Where the hell is Pittsburgh? Oh, they don't fly out. Damn. They don't fly from Pittsburgh to Indianapolis. Bastards. Where do they fly from to Indianapolis?
So you'd be flying out Thursday, you said?
The BWI.
Saturday.
Let's see. BWI. Is that really closest? Alright. Let's see. It'll be June 3rd. And
You know, you guys could help us too in the chat. I'm just kidding. Damn, that's a big road trip. How do you guys not have jobs? And I've always wondered people that just do these trips all the time. Like you guys, there's like Taylor, there's all these guys that do all these big trips. I'm like, what do these guys do for a living?
Taylor, I guarantee you Taylor has money, like, from his parents or something.
Okay, them.
That's my guess.
I always thought that too, but I see all these people do these big things.
Oh, if I did it this way, then I'd have to get back to Indianapolis to fly out.
That's what I was saying. But I mean, if you did Beach Bend with us, we'd be doing it from like 10 to 11 in the morning. Then you could drive up to Indianapolis. Because you wouldn't want to do Kentucky Kingdom again anyway, really. You expressed a little interest, and the only reason we're doing that is because we're flying out like right across the road.
No, it's not that I'd love to go to Kentucky Kingdom again.
Okay, well, it's not necessary for you. You were like, well, you're not doing it. I don't know if I want to do that again. It's not necessary for you. Right? I mean, the only reason we're literally doing it is because the airport's right across the road. So what you could do is you could fly in Thursday, do what you're going to do.
Does he make that much with the channel? Good lord.
Yeah, but how did he, before he hit the big time on the channel, he still...
I'm sure it was money. His parents.
Yeah, his parental money. I'm telling you, that's what most of it is. I mean, now it's probably mostly...
There's no flight. Wait, they have no flights from Baltimore to...
What's a reasonable price for you, flight-wise? Just give me a ballpark figure. Round trip.
Like $200.
I don't know if you're gonna find it that late in the game, boy.
That's what I mean. Cause so
I see 300. Is that okay?
hold on a second.
That's American, though. Do you have anything against American?
No, I actually have. I have.
A list?
No.
I thought you were gonna say no. I have a list of things that are wrong with American. You have a membership or something?
Yeah. I have. Yeah, I've.
You're a rewards member or whatever?
Yeah, with them and United.
There's a 310 from Pittsburgh, round trip to Indiana. It's a 3-hour flight. That's not too bad, really. There's a stop in Cleveland, it looks like, or Charlotte, actually, but it's only a couple minutes.
So driving there, I'll use driving from Martinsburg to Santa Claus.
You got to
I'll
think about
use
time, too, not just
2.5
money.
gallons of gas.
You got to think about time, too, though, not just money.
That's a lot of frick. All right, let's figure gas is $3.25, which is high, but let's figure that. That's $56. So we figure that's $100 round trip in gas.
Okay. You spend $200 and you can save like 20 hours, like a lot of time, a lot of hours from driving.
If I could find flights for $200, then okay, that makes sense.
What's an extra 100 though? I mean, I know that's a bit presumptuous, but it's not like I'm asking. It's not these aren't like $400,000 flights. 300 is not awful. I mean, that's about the best you're gonna get right now with like with 2 weeks notice, especially.
And that's why I'm not flying. That's why I'm driving. It's not.
You just said you were flying like 10 minutes, like 5 minutes ago.
When?
You were like, all right, I'm gonna look and see and look for shit, and
I was gonna see if there was something in Indiana.
right here, 3:12. It
Makes
gets
sense.
in. You get to Pittsburgh at 6. The airport at 6, and you get to the Indiana Beach at like 10. The flight lands at 10:30. How far is Indiana from?
Dude, I don't have $200 to just drop like that.
Yes, you do. You just said you're gonna buy a $200 flight.
That's $200 on top of 100. Like,
Okay, I'm just saying. If you want to do Indiana, do all this. I'm trying to help you figure it out.
that's what I'm saying. It's not worth it. It's like that's just too much money. I'm not spending that much money on a flight, because then it's like by the time it's like, well, now I don't really want to spend the money on park admission. Like, it's a lot of money.
Oh, Indianapolis is still really far from Indiana Beach too.
I know, it was just a thought. Like, I wasn't like, I was just looking really quick. It doesn't make sense though. Where's Latrobe? Where do they fly from? I'm just curious.
Indiana Beach just doesn't make sense on this kind of trip. Like, you have to go all the way up there. It's just like, it's out of the way of everything. Even Indianapolis, it's still like a 2-hour drive from there. I think it would have to be something like we flew in, did Indiana Beach, drove down, and then drove back up. That would be like the best way to do it, I think.
So if I got
Coming out to my girlfriend.
I have a big announcement to make. Very big. So basically, I don't know how to say this to you, but
oh, Spirit flies to Chicago. I think.
So you're telling me you have more than one girlfriend?
No, I'm not saying that now. I'm just saying I believe in that.
Where? What? Where?
You think that people should
Did they really not fly to Chicago anymore? What the hell?
You said what?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Chicago O'Hare. Oh, wait. I was going the wrong way.
disgusting. And so you're telling me coming out to my girl.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Did you find something?
I don't know.
Just, oh my
Please.
God.
They fly Latrobe to Chicago.
What's Lake Trobe?
Oh,
You're not flying,
bastards.
Bob. What is Latrobe? Is that a regional airport?
It's outside of Pittsburgh. It's like
Sounds like
20
it's
minutes from my parents'
doubloons.
house.
But it's not international airport, is it?
No.
$203 round trip. No, that's never mind. It's to Pittsburgh. Oh, 236
Where?
American. Pittsburgh. Is this to Orlando? Oh no, to Chicago. No, sorry. It's American. You get in at 9:14 p.m. though. What the fuck? I did not put that in. I put in AM. All right, there's one that gets in at 12. There's one that gets at 6:35. That's a really quick flight. That's United. How is that possible? How is that a 35-minute flight? Is that like the next day?
Huh? No, time zone.
No, time zone.
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's only 257. That's Delta. Oh, no, that's United. Never mind.
How much? Wait, where's?
That's Pittsburgh to Chicago. United. It's an hour and a half. It's only 257 round trip.
Then I have to rent a car too.
I know if you were in Louisville, we could pick you up, but I don't know if I don't know if we'll be driving up to Chicago. You would still have to go. This would have to be Thursday, right? You'd have to fly on Thursday and do Indiana Beach.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking at Friday then, so that's why. Chicago. That's be a shit drive. Whenever you're coming from though, like if you're coming from from Holiday World, going back to Chicago, that's like a 6-hour drive or something. Like it wouldn't be bad on the way down because you'd be stopping at Indiana Beach, but
Good Lord. Washington to Indianapolis is not cheap. Oh, now you're not. Oh, there. What? What?
what? What?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's some cheap flights out of Orlando. Out of
Hey.
Pittsburgh to get to Chicago. They're all like 240, 250-ish. Pittsburgh to Chicago. And that's Thursday and Friday, so I don't know. I gotta go. I just realized how late it is. I got school.
School. Whatever.
All right, guys. Good night.
8 a.m. so
Good night.
290.
I'm stopping the stream.
All right. See you guys.